Hello everyone and welcome back to Laurence Plays Foundry, where we have a beautiful sunset that appears to be in the north for some reason and also appears to have clipped through the through the world. So yeah, let's not dwell too closely on that one. Anyway, yes, back to Foundry. So, what are we going to do today? Well, last week I had my construction bots busily constructing a second blast furnace out here to make even more copper because we seem to be a bit short of it. So I built up a bit of that. We also had a bit of a play with trains, but that's in the experimental branch, so we're not going to be going back to that until it's slightly less experimental because it broke as soon as I tried to do anything complicated. And also I set up, I think, did I do anything? I set up some more copper transporting from over here to up this way to be brought up here. So there's been a bit of that as well. Now, I remembered between streams that actually there's some more of the Update 3 content that I've not done yet. So if I turn the tick thing here, we can now see the orange area is the area that is new and therefore where the Xeno stuff will appear. And so, as you might remember, I went out last time and I collected a quantity of the Xeno scrap that was just lying around on the surface, and I fed it into my analysis machine over here, and that allowed me to do some stuff. Boop. Tell me your secrets. Alright, here we go. This allowed me to unlock these various things, and most of them I already had, but I managed to unlock double jump, which is a bit pointless because I already have flight and a few other things. So this came in a little bit later than it should have done, really, but you know, that's what you get for playing an early access game, so that's fine. I also now need to go off looking for Xeno crystals, and these appear way underground. So what we're going to do first is go to the lift over here and drop down to the thermalite squashing level, and then make our way out into an unexplored, into Terra Incognita over here somewhere, and see if we can find some crystals, and then bring them back and have a play with them, basically. So hello regular, hello board easy, welcome one and all, and yeah, so I have some plans, and this one is going to involve a little bit of flying way off to the east to get out into this unexplored area over here, and then, well, then we'll see what we can see and what we can do with it. How am I doing? Height of 10, and here we are. There's the exit. Bing. All right, so fly around this pillar, and then basically I'm just going to fly this way until I start spotting crystals. So this may take a moment or two. This is the unfortunate side effect of, once again, an early access game, because all of this map area was generated before we had the joy of the Xeno anythings, and so there aren't any over here. So we're just gonna have to fly through. Well, Xeno plants, but they're not particularly useful. We don't care about those. I'm just gonna have to keep going this way until we find something a bit more useful. I'm hoping it won't take too long to get over there because, well, watching me flying through a lava gate. I mean, the lava is pretty, but it's not the best content in the world. It'd probably be slightly more interesting if I was going on foot and trying to find ways to get past the lava without falling in it. But also, there's no fall or anything else damage in this game, so it wouldn't actually really matter even if I did fall in the lava. Right, so these are the Xeno crystals, and I can grab handfuls of these. So this big one is probably going to be worth about 5. That looks like another big one over there. That's another 5 and 3. We seem to require sort of quite large numbers of these things, so I think it'd probably be a good idea to try and get at least 100 of them before I head back to the factory. Otherwise, I'm just going to go, oh, I wish I'd got more of them because I don't have enough now, and yeah, it'd be a bit silly. So buzz around here a little bit, try and get enough of these to then do suitable, useful amounts of research with them. And yeah, in the final game, when the game is actually released and you have a map that's been generated properly rather than in sort of fits and starts on different versions, then this sort of thing, you won't have to fly miles. You'll just have to go down your elevator, and then you could probably I could probably put my my crystal processing machine, my Xeno processing machine, whatever it's called, at the bottom of the lift rather than, or even way over here maybe. I don't think they actually require power, looking at where I put the other one. So, but never mind. In fact, given that, I probably should have brought it with me to see what else it asks for, or how many of these things I'm going to end up needing. So that's 85. I said I was going to aim for a bit more than 100, so we've still got some way to go. These little ones here are only worth 3 each, though, so it's going to be a little while. I mean, I could make a beeline just for the big ones, but actually that one's only worth 1. That one's worth 3. So, but I think it's certainly worth picking up the 3s as I fly past them. But if I'm looking for ones to grab, there's 5 over there. I'll try and just sort of make my way towards those because they're slightly more valuable, but I won't bother going over and getting that one that I saw just over there as well. Oh, 140, actually that's gone up quite quickly. I've got a bit more than 100 already, so that's that. This is going well. I'll finish off getting the sort of handful around here, and then I think it's probably going to be about time to head back. But I will pick up any I spot on the way through back over this way. So I want to go approximately west. That's a tiny one. How adorable. I'll head vaguely back west again, and then once I get over there, if I keep an eye out for all the lava smelty squashy machines, then hopefully I'll be able to find my way out of here relatively easily. And if I can't, then I've always got the map, so I shouldn't get too lost. At least that's the hope. And I've got compass up there at the top as well, so it should be alright. And in a minute or two, I'll get out of the unexplored area, and then I'll be able to start, and then I'll start just being able to fly straight and just keep going because there won't be crystals to distract me. Whereas these are just a bit too tempting because getting the extra resources, yeah, is just too tempting. I don't want to stop. I wonder if they are planning to make make you take damage either from falling or from lava, or possibly even both in the final release. Because I do feel that the lava looks dangerous enough that I feel like it should do damage to you. You shouldn't be able to just walk straight through it with absolutely no problems whatsoever. Oh, I'm full. Really? No, not actually full. There we go. I wonder if the Xeno scrap and Xeno crystals are going to be needed for anything else other than just doing the research in inverted commas. Okay, there we go. There's no more crystals around now. So now it's just the flight back over to to try and find the lifts. I think that's going to be relatively close to the landing location, but a little bit off to the south of it. So if I fly about this way, I'm optimistic that I will spot the lava smelters before on the way past. I'm not just going to end up flying straight through my entire factory area and popping out the other side and then heading it way off in the wrong direction. There they are. Yeah. Right. So all of these will have a belt that leads back from all the lava smelters back to the elevator area. So I should be able to find that fairly easily. They do all seem to be running, which is so we are still getting through significant amounts of the squashed thermalite over in the factory. So I might need to, you never know, I might need to increase this even further. I'm going the wrong way. Follow the belt with the plates on it. Yes, this way. There we go. There's the elevator. Actually, no, that's a full green belt going in there, and it's not going in solidly, so I think we're probably okay. Right, back in here, back up to the surface, and let's see what we can find. Bum 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 So the most exciting thing I'm expecting to unlock with this is the automated logistics system chests, which should work a bit like the logistics bots in Factorio for bringing stuff out to me that I can then build stuff with. And I'm hoping that's going to be one of the things I unlock here. So we'll find out. But I can unlock the Xeno crystals first. So we poke this thing. And then when this unlocks, I think I'll then get some, presumably based on the previous ones, when I scanned the Xeno scrap, yes, there we go, I get some extra toys. So here we go, I can make my scanner also find crystals, which is sort of useful, I guess. Ooh, that sounds interesting. Yes, the Xeno power cores is the next thing I'm going to want. So I'm definitely going to want the large Xeno scrap scanning, because then I'll find the larger Xeno scrap pieces which may contain the Xeno's power cores. That would be good. Let me track from the surface, need to explore a bit close enough. Okay, so I can choose what it will search for. Have a quarry, which, ooh, that's interesting. Excavates areas, digs shafts or pits, and useful, okay. That could be useful for digging tunnels and possibly other stuff as well. So I definitely want both of those. I'm glad I got 200 of these things because that's ripped through almost half of it already. Can make my excavation drones move faster. That's nice. I've got those. Crafting speed, sure. And this is the XenoLogistics system that I was talking about as well. Sorted splitters to an auto bin of yeah, that would be quite nice. Yes, or a number of bins of shame, and then perhaps have those with logistics systems to bring in the stuff back out to me as well. So right, let's have that. Yes. Okay, the scan is This is a silly amount of time. It's long enough to be mildly annoying, but not long enough to be worth wandering off and doing something else while I'm waiting for it to work. But let's just unlock all the things. So get that, and then logistics system, yes. Dun, 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 dun. There we go. How much have I got left? 109. So we'll take that one as well. It's fairly cheap. And then there's a couple more over here that for improving the XenoLogistics system. So more slots and runs faster. Okay, neither of those sound like they completely change how the system works. So let's just buy those now while I'm here. Might as well chug through all of those very, very quickly. I kind of hope for balance that the crystals are going to be a little bit rarer in the area where you in the initial sort of spawn area. Because I picked up 200 of those really quite quickly, which has then allowed me to unlock absolutely everything that's available. I feel like I could do. It should have been a bit harder than that, should we say? Oh, and I have that one as well. I've got 38 left, so we'll grab the excavation drone speed. Because why not? Right, so now we've got a couple of new exciting things to play with. There's the Xenoscrap we'll come back to, but we've got the Quarry, which I'd like to have a play with, and we've got the XenoLogistics system as well, which is also going to be very, very interesting. So, presumably from in here, there's now going to be in the logistic storage, here we go, there we go, XenoLogistics storage container. Now, I'm probably going to want quite a lot of those. So, it requires Xenoscrap and Xenocrystal to make. That's alright, I can make 4 of them before I start to have problems. So let's get some machinery parts and then see how we go from there. I'll build one of them and then I'll sort of semi-automate it and we can then maybe properly automate it later, but for now grab 20 of them and then I should be able to make 2 of these. Yes, there we go. Oh, I have to make all the electrical components. That's fine. What do you do? Oh yes, you're the one I put on top of here because it had useful stuff that I didn't actually want right then, and actually it had lots and lots of pipes in it. So I put it on top of the pipe production machine so that I wouldn't lose it, or the pipe storage box so I wouldn't lose it. That seems entirely reasonable. Oh, my inventory's full. Sort. Nope, that hasn't done any good at all. I've got a lot of copper, but that's been kind of useful at the moment. Still some machinery parts. Let's go and dump some belts, because I don't care about red and yellow belts apart from for purposes of upgrading. So if I come down to here, then I can say, you can have those, and if I go over here, I get rid of those, and also those. Then I can go over to here, and get rid of those, and those, and if I can reach it, those. Right, there we go. That should give me some inventory space. Yes, it has. And we have in fact finished building the Xeno container. So there we go. I've now got a grand total of 2 of them. Only problem is those are 4x4x4, and that means there isn't really room to put them in these systems in general. So the ideal with this would be to have all of my stockpiles, would be to have all of my machines around here unloading into Xeno chests, which would then be which could then be magically teleported over to me. So presumably in my inventory, yes, we have some XenoLogistics systems over here. So I could set a request for, let's set it for green belts, because that seems like a useful thing to have lots of, because I keep running out of those. So yeah, sure, we'll set that for 500 green belts. Now we can't do that at the moment because there's none in a Xeno container, but if I come over here and I look at this one, this container, which holds my current green belts, is a 4x4 is a 4x4. Now, presumably, I can't just drop in another one of these on top of it because that would be too easy. Maybe I can. Maybe I can just do a straight upgrade. No, I can't. I can just open it. Right. Okay. Well, let's remove this for a... No, actually, let's not remove it. Let's turn that into an output. Then let's remove this. It's not going to work because I'm not going to have enough inventory space. Oh, no, I did have enough inventory space. Awesome. So now let's put down a Xeno chest, which I have lost. There it is. Put you go there. Boop, like that. Then we flick you back over to be an input. And then I'm going to dump some of the green belts in here like that. I probably don't want more than an entire row of these, especially as they're going to now be automatically shipped to me. So there we go. If I put all these back in here, I should be provided with 500 of them somehow. I don't know how this system works, but based on my limited understanding of this, I should now find 500 of these should make their way back over to me. And there we go. It's, yeah. Oh, are they in my inventory? No. No, I've just broken that. Let's set it again. Not in range of a XenoLogistics tower. Okay, so I need to build XenoLogistics towers as well. Right. Okay, so that's presumably going to be another thing. Oh, there we go. These guys. Machinery parts, electronic components, Xeno scrap, and then more Xeno crystals. And I have... Yes, I have enough to make 2 of these as well. So let's do that. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, bodies. Yeah, initially make it and then balance it later. It makes a lot of sense. The question is this going to be sort of trying to encourage you towards building stuff in pocket crafting in everything and just shipping out all of the basic ingredients like iron and copper and steel and plastic and so on? Or are they sort of expecting you to then bring out numbers of basically everything? Because I've been trying to keep all of the things that I regularly use in my inventory. And I suppose what I could do, if I had this logistics tower coverage across my entire base, is I could request whatever I needed for whatever I was building, and then trash anything I don't need to actually destroy it. Because as far as I can tell, there doesn't seem to be a way to send it back through the system, which is a bit of a shame, because it would be nice if you could dump it out into an equivalent of Factorio's yellow chests. But maybe that's unreasonable. Okay, let's put out a couple of these and see what happens. So they connect to the high voltage grid. I wonder what the range on them is. So I guess we can put you over here, like that, and then hook that up, bink, bonk, like that. What is your range? Okay, you're charging up. Needs 80% charge to function. Okay. What's the range on this guy? Connection range 32 meters. That's tiny. That's almost useless. 32 meters is... Wait 1 second. Let's find out. So here is bump. 70. Don't fly diagonally. That's unhelpful. Here is 74 by 74. So if I fly this way... 74, 8, 100. Yeah, so it's got about a range going out to about here. That's really, really small. It's going to need a lot of these if I want to carpet the base. Now the question is, if I now put another one of them over here somewhere, will they be connected, or do I need to have an actual contiguous network of the things? Or can I just drop one down if I'm going to do a load of building somewhere? So let's find out. I don't currently have... Oh, I've got seven green belts have been delivered to me. Okay. So if I put one of these down here and then link it up bit bop like that... Well, we're going to need to wait for it to charge itself up. That is a suitably alien-esque looking building. It has the same aesthetic as the Xeno scrap I've been picking up, so that's quite nice. I approve of that. Right, so it's charging up now. Need to give it a moment. How's my grid stats looking while I'm at it? Is it? Yes, it is daytime. We're producing a load of power there. The batteries aren't very charged. So it's presumably fairly early in the day, and we are charging them up with 240 megawatts, which is about half of what we're generating. So it's probably still roughly okay, but I might need to go out and put in more solar panels before the other blast furnace comes online. 78, 79, 80. Right, okay. So you only have to be in range of a Xeno tower. The Xeno towers do not have to be in range of each other. That's quite nice. So I don't have to chain them together. It turns out. I can just I can just put one of these down whenever I'm doing a large build. I can put one of these guys down to refill my inventory, and it happens relatively slowly. So it's one of those things where you want to be sort of sat near it while you're waiting for stuff to fill up, while you're sort of thinking about other things you're doing. They're quite expensive in the crystals and the Xeno and the scrap though to make. So if I want to have lots and lots of these, I am going to need to go out and harvest a lot of the Xeno scrap, which is something I appear to have to do by hand. However, I did also discover the large Xeno scrap damaged core thing. So if I can find some of these, then that might be very valuable. It might give me an enormous amount of Xeno scrap and some damaged cores. And then, but I'll still need to go off and get a lot more xenocrystals in order to make more of these things. Yeah. How much power is it using? I didn't even look. I just sort of assumed it was going to be using. It'd be okay. 500 kilowatts. Okay, so it's not a particularly large amount of power. The problem and the balancing factor of them is you have to go off and find enough xenoscrap and xenocrystal to make them, which is a little bit of a faff. But it's only a little bit of a faff because of the map gen things I was talking about earlier. So if this was an actual new game, if I started a new game with update then this would actually probably have been absolutely fine, and maybe I'd have thought about it and built up more of my mall with the intent of using these things. Okay, but that's good. I sort of like it. It's quite nice. It's fairly well balanced, and there are lots of things that I need to think about in order to make it work nicely. Unfortunately, one of those things will require a redesign of a significant amount of the bus, which I don't really want to do at the moment. Yeah, the other question, actually that's a good point. The other question is, can I unload multiple things into the same Xeno chest? At the moment, I've just got my inserter running constantly, dumping it into here, and I've limited it by limiting the chest capacity like that, as you do. But the question is, can I then connect this up to the circuit network and say only insert when there's less than 2,000 of these in here? So I had a load of circuit network parts. Let's go and try and work out which chest to put them in. It is not that one. That's got robots in it. Okay, it must be one of these then. It is this one. Hurrah! You've got foundation. You've got useful things. You've got circuit network stuff. I've got a lot of solar panels. I should probably go and place those. Do I have any batteries? Yes, I've got 20 batteries. Before I do any more, I'm going to go out, because I said I was running low on power, I'm going to go out and place some solar panels and batteries, at least partly because I want to get them out of my inventory. And then I'm going to go back over there, pick up all of the circuit network stuff, and then try and do some circuit network, and see if I can get a circuit network hookup going with them. My solar field is getting rather ludicrously large. Also, there's a we're going to hit a hill fairly soon. Maybe I should have it come out this way a bit, but that would mess with the pattern. So, don't want to. You should have something underneath you. You really should. Just, in the interest of not having a pylon floating in midair. And then I suppose so should all of these ones. Okay, fine. Okay, there's a lot of them along here that haven't been built nicely. I guess it's because previous builds, maybe I had some ground there that they were on or something like that, so I didn't have any of this in to copy and paste. That would make a certain amount of sense. Yes, I shall attempt to empower the base by adding more solar panels to it, exactly. Okay, so how do I do, what do I want to... I suppose I just select everything from... What is one block around here? What are you plugged into? Oh, you're plugged into those. Right, one block is then therefore going to be from about here. Let's go over to this side and start selecting from here, because I can actually see what... Well, I can't actually because there's sand in the way, but if I zap this sand, then I can do a copy from that block to... So if I want to take the pylon as well, then I need to do 2 sets of this, so that's out to here. Then I want to go all the way over here like this. And the pylon, those sticks are part of the solar panels. So I want to come out to here, and I want to go up to wherever, and then I want to do copy in place, and then I'll pull it over this way. And I won't have anything like the amount of stuff I need. You can see there's loads and loads. Well, actually, that's because there's stuff in the way. I'm not going to be able to build half of this, but I will try. Loud noise. Right, so I'm short 11 solar panels and 8 pieces of foundation. Huh, okay. But that has cleaned out quite a lot of the junk that was in my inventory. And if I switch back over to here, I can then hook some of this up. So what are you supposed to be connected to? What are you supposed to be? Oh, you're supposed to be connected there. Fine. That's easy. You'd be connected on there if there was any more. You guys will all be connected. Okay, so quite a lot of these solar panels aren't going to work. But that's kind of okay. I can live with that. Oh no, I need to connect these two together. Yeah, some of the solar panels won't work, but that's okay. No, game, capture the mouse. Okay, I was worried it crashed again then, but no. The non completely experimental builds seem to be fairly. Its foundation still blocked. Was that the problem? I thought I said clear out decor trash like that and that. Okay, well, thank you. Yeah, I must have not clicked on the clear out decoratives properly. That's probably what went wrong. All right. Okay. There's destroy that. Yes. Destroy that. Yes. Sort. Yes. Yeah, that's enough space. Right. So it was these chests down here. The end, the big one on the end here. This guy has a load of cables. So we'll take all of that. Data evaluator. I've not played with any of this stuff. I don't think I actually need it particularly. At least for what I'm trying to do at the moment. Those will be the equivalent of the combinators in Factorio, I guess. Right, so over here, what I want to do is I would like to take my cable. I said I would like to take my cable, that one. I'd like to connect it to this, like so. And I'd like to connect it to this. Aha, I can connect to it. Excellent. So now I can then bring that across to here and then up like that. Right, there we go. Now they're connected. So down here we are presumably... I don't know how to configure this. Oh, look. No, that's a container. I managed to make this work with something else. I just don't remember how to... Oh, did I need to boop it with the this thing? Yes, that's probably it. Yeah, alt-click to configure data system. So, right, you're being an output. Good. That's what we want there. And then down here, you're being enable based on condition. Right, so condition when... It's interesting that I've got the faith in this game. So I assumed as I was coming up to it that this was going to work. I just needed to find out how to make it work. Constant. 2000. Set. Right, so... Alright, yeah, easy. Yeah, I just assumed this was going to work. I didn't really have any doubt about it. I just went along and plugged things in and went, yeah, I'm sure that'll be fine. And so it's quite nice that it's given me that level of faith with it, that I didn't go, ooh, well, this is sort of what I want to do, but I don't know if it's going to work. Now we have the spaghetti problem, of course. So we've got the thing here. I'd quite like to put the blue belts into it as well, but... And there is actually just room to do so, but then we're limiting the amount of other stuff we can do with this chest. But that's okay. We're sort of experimenting at this point, so we'll give it a try. So we'd like to have a belt that goes from here, and then goes up, and goes over the... Oh, no, we can't. You have to go high. I thought you could go over inserters at this height. Apparently you can't. It's probably maybe it's splitters you can go. It's splitters you can go over at this side. Right. Okay. In that case, I suppose I can come from here. I can go up, and then out to here, round here. Yeah. No, this isn't gonna. Where is it? There's that belt in the way. No, this isn't going to work. I have too much spaghetti in there. Well, I suppose I could go up again. Go all the way around to here. This is horrible. Oh, and I accidentally cancelled it. Right. So what I was thinking there is go up, then sort of loop over here, over the top of this belt, and then come down here. But I'm not entirely convinced that's going to work. Especially with that there. And then the two would run into each other. Yeah, maybe I should put the Xeno chest over here somewhere and run more belts out to it. It's all a little bit awkward and difficult, and yeah, I don't know if I like it. Yes, gameplay heathens. Yes. Oh, it's the problem with them being too low again. Yes, you're probably right, Board Easy. Yes, that makes sense. Yeah, I have faith in its control of circuit conditions. I appear to have very little faith in how well it's going to allow me to do some of the other stuff that I want to do, though. Right. What else around here is going to be worth putting into this machine? I mean, I feel like the blue belts are the obvious and really other thing that's going to be really, really useful. But I don't see how else I'm going to do this. Oh, actually, I do. I've spotted a way. It's kind of horrible, but it'll not work because there isn't room. I was going to say I could send this iron belt underground across here, but I'd have to have the underground, the ramp here and here, and that would mean I wouldn't be able to put an inserter here. Oh, I could move this one across. All right, I have a horrible plan. So let's take out that and 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 that, and then take out that. La 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 la. I'll have to remove that. Hopefully that won't matter too much. We'll find out in a moment if anything's short of power. Right, so what we want here is we actually want a down. We want to put in a down ramp like that. I want to put in an up ramp like that, and then I want to join. And then give me that. I want to join those two together. If I've got any of these, but I have got some. No, not like that. Like that. I have got some yellow belts. That's weird. I must have picked them up from... Oh, I picked them up from demolishing all of this. I don't know where I got the yellow ramps from. I thought I ditched all of those. And then... have another yellow belt that goes from... here to... Damn it. Nope, that wasn't my idea. That wasn't my idea at all. My idea was to remove that. No, stop it. Stop putting things in the wrong place. Ah, the joys of 3 dimensions, eh? So I want to put that there. I had this was where my plan got cunning, like a weasel. So I'd like to have a belt that comes along to here, and that's where I promptly run out of yellow belts. In fact, I don't need that one. So I do just have enough. I can use up all of my yellow belts with this again. Right, so we put that there like that, and then we use one of these, but the longer version, and out and in, and then we go back to the cable again. This guy, and we go bomp, 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 and then we program this one. And we say, boop, I want you to enable when blue belts, that one, is less than... I'm only going to go for 1,000 of these because they're more expensive, I think. Oop, no, click in the box first. 1,000. 1,000. Set. Alright, so now if I come around here, we should see... got both things in here. That number's gradually climbing. It will stop when it gets to 1,000 because then it'll be full. But we're still also ticking away at the number of these that are in here, so that's kind of okay. I can now also go back into here and set up another XenoLogistics request and say I would also like to have conveyor 4s, and yeah, I'd like to have 500 of them as well. And then they should start to magically appear. And there we go. They are in fact magically appearing. So I will have 500 of those anytime I'm within range of one of these guys. Right. Yes, inserters is an excellent shout. Yeah, inserters would be a great one to have because I always run out of inserters. And foundation as well. And they're all foundation and inserters are all sort of somewhere over here. So that might be reasonably spaghettable into here, into the system. So I will put my other Xeno chest in here. Boom, like that. And then, well, I'm going to need foundation over here to run the inserter. So let's quickly laze out some earth. There we go. And I mean, oh, there we go. Zoop. There we go. That's powerful, all of those. Right, this guy, remove you. I'm amazed that fitted in my inventory, but okay, I will not complain. I'm entertained that this is a red belt because it's been so long since I've done it. It's been there for so long. And that is, to be honest, probably fast enough as well. Right, so we do that, and no, we don't do that. We do one of them, and you're going to be, put you back on default, shall we? Because then you'll load in there like that. And I'm going to want, these have got room for, what's that, 1,000 per stack. So let's go up to 5,000 in one of these. Where is my, no, not you. Where is my cable? Here is my cable. Cable, cable, cable. Cable, like that, there we go. Drop down here, and this, and program, and enable when found, what's it called? Platform? What's it actually called? Because it's not called Foundation, even though I keep calling it that. Maybe I'll just scroll through until I find it. And then get frustrated partway through and go and look it up. Oh, there we go. Building block, right. Run when building block is less than, I said 5,000, didn't I? 5000. Boom. Set. Right, there we go. That is now flowing in here. We've got 300 and 400 and whatever. No, not drop, sort. We'll give you a couple of thousand to get you going. Right, so that's running nicely now. And it has a limit. Then we're going to bring over the two types of thingamawhatsit. The two types of inserters that we've got over this side into these two. And I'm gonna hook them up to this stuff first, rather than just have it flood in. Right, and so then we go, you're going to be the medium inserters, so we're going to enable whenever medium second lane loader is less than 500. I can't remember what they store in the machines, but this is going to be just generally straight up better. Then I will copy paste settings like that, and then when I open this up, that's already set, and I only have to change this to a short loader like that, and it'll load it into it. Right, let's go and try and see if we can get the loaders out. And I'm cautiously optimistic. Yes, there we go. Because I built all of this back in the olden days when I didn't have long inserters, there's nothing over here that uses the third lane. So I can just bring this straight out like this and wham in there like that. And then this one out there from there and also wham straight in there like that. Oh yeah, you guys need to be exerters. Boop and boop. Nice. And in they flow. I did get that. I'm pretty sure I got that the right way around. Yes, I did. But then I can also, on the other side, do the same for the long inserters. Go, and I'll bring them into here. Oh, it's right here. The box is making them. That's really convenient. So do that, and then let's be sensible again. Let's set this up. Let's set the belts and all the logic up before I come in and do the and start things flowing. So I don't put too many in there. I don't think I could put too many in there because I think with the time it takes to load or make and load that many inserters, I'll have had more than enough time to go in here and just go actually paste and then edit, and you are a very long loader. That one, third lane loader. All right, come over here and go. Zoom. Right, so this will now fill up to, we'll have, I said 500 of each of these, didn't I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice, it's 10 across. That makes a lot of sense. So we'll get half a stack, half a row of each of these things actually. So yeah, that this box is now half full. There is room to put more stuff in here, as and when I find things that I want to put in. Now, pump is a possibility. I could put pumps in there. I don't tend to run out of those very often though. Wall pylons I get through quite a lot of, and then curse quite a bit when I run out of them. So that's a good contender. But then everything else over here is going to be low level. Another possibility is to have one over here somewhere, because there's a lot of the high level things that I started to use in large quantities I'm making over here now, because this is a convenient area for doing it. So this would be good. And whatever I do, it'd be nice to have a casting machines in it as well, because that's something I always have. That's something I never seem to have enough of. But still, that's a really good start, and I can see that being incredibly useful. So let's go in here and then set these up for loaders. Loader. Let's just set it to 50. No, normal loaders I'll set to 100. The other two I'll set to 50 because I don't tend to use them in quite such large quantities. Loader 2. Actually, no, they stack to 100, so there's no point in setting them to less than 100. I'll set the normal loaders to 200 instead then. So I have 2 stacks of them. 1 stack of second lane loaders and 1 stack of third lane loaders. There we go. So we'll have those should then get brought out to me whenever I'm within range. I am in range of a Xeno tower. It's over there somewhere, probably. No, it's not. It's right there. Okay, no wonder I'm able to be brought stuff at the moment. So where are my loaders? Am I currently getting loaders? Have I got enough? Yeah, I am actually currently being brought loaders by the system. Awesome. That's really cool. I like that. So yeah, I'm just going to have to start dropping these things in whenever I start doing massive builds. Cool. So that is really useful. As I say, I think I want another. I could use this one, but no, that's suitably spaghettied up. Just getting the belts in. I don't really want to mess with this anymore. I think for anything else, I will make an additional chest, and I'll put it in over here. And I reckon I could fit certainly 8 things into one of those, and that's 5 stacks of each one of those things, which is more than enough. Alternatively, I could put in, well, there's 16 slots around the machine for feeding things into it. So as long as I didn't mind only having a couple of stacks of each thing, I could fit 16 different things into one of those chests. So, for example, that would be assembler 3s and freightovator 4s, and these are just making the earlier freightovators. So there's no point in doing any of this. You're doing an earlier assembler, so again, same logic. What's this? Oh, freight elevator. Wait, what? I'm confused. I thought you were making freight elevators. Yeah, you're making freight elevator 2, 3. You're making freight elevator. Oh, okay. So 1s are being made here, and they're being passed through to 2s and 3s, and then over for 4s. Okay, right. So we can get freight elevator 4s, assembly machine 4s, and then looking over here, yeah, mining drills. But I don't really need them anymore, but potentially. What do you? These are all the assembly line parts for the big robots. What have we got over here? Robot workstation, sure, nothing. So it'd be a case of sort of coming through here and trying to pick out the interesting ones, the relevant ones. All vein miners could be useful, although I don't tend to use them all that much. That's assembler ones. Oh, large smelters and crushers, those would be good. I get through a lot of them. Filter loader, don't really care. I haven't actually used any of those yet. Conveyor balancers maybe. But then I think also the casting machines, because they stack up to very small numbers and I seem to get through huge quantities of them. So getting some of those done as well would be nice. Unfortunately, that's going to mean flying all the way back out into the wild distant yonder. But I do want to go and try and find some of these Xeno power cores and see what that unlocks for me. So let's do that. Let's fly off over there. Oh, I'm going to need to be underground as well, aren't I, in order to get the crystal things. Is there a build height limit? I think so. I think I'm pretty sure there's a flying height limit. He says heading up and up and up and up. Yeah, I can't fly any higher than 270. So I'm going to suspect I also can't build any higher than 270. That seems to be the limit. Xenoscrap remnants, right? That's not what I wanted. I don't want the Xenoscrap remnants or Xenoscrap. I want the large Xenoscrap. Let's get a bit closer to the ground, because I think if I'm flying too high, then it won't detect anything because it's going to be underground. The other question is oh, I was going to say the other question is how far underground can it be? Do I just pick that up or do I zap it? I just pick it up. Okay. It's like 90 down 128. Jeez, that's quite a long way. Okay, well, let's go and find this. This may also bring me down to the level of the lava area, so I might be able to gather some more of the crystals while I'm over here as well. In fact, yeah, 90, going down 90 is going to take me virtually to the virtually down to the lava level. So I might just carry on down from here and call this a collection point for useful Xeno stuff like that. I do need to put in a bit of a flag for this, or I'm just going to end up finding that I can't find the hole that I've made in order to try and get out again. So that might be, yeah, it might be worth doing. 14, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. How's it still lower? Right, here, there we go. There is a big Xeno scrap, which I can just pick up. And there we go, I get 5 Xeno scrap and 1 power core. Well, while I'm here, ooh, there's loads of stuff. This is a really good place to be. It's got all 3 things that I could possibly want. Nice. This is a really good cave. I like this cave. In fact, it feels somehow more appropriate that the crystals are here. Rather than in the sort of the infinitely explorable, rather in one of the caves, rather than in the sort of the infinite space that is down on the lava level. So I think I prefer the crystals being here, especially as there now aren't quite as many of them, which makes them a bit more valuable. I didn't mark where I dropped in. I got too excited about finding the scrap. Well, I guess in an emergency I can always escape the other way. Right, so there's another one of those 47 off that way. I guess I'll go. The other way, I mean by digging another hole in order to escape, and just leave my planet peppered with little holes that drop down into enormous caves for small children to fall in or something like that. I think I'm glad the game isn't stingy with these resources, but it does feel like a bit of a shame that you can't automate the collection of them, given it is an automation game, really. But then I suppose maybe the logic is that at this point, by building up the XenoLogistics systems, I'm removing the automation from. I'm removing the manual part of handling logistics, and therefore having to do a bit of manual work in order to do that is fair. I don't know. I'm making this up as I go along. Can you tell? Right, next one is 62 this way. I can probably find that. Still need to go up a bit more. Hurrah! Yoink, yoink. Yeah, I have well and truly forgotten where I came in now, so I will be making a new hole to escape through. I do like these caves though, they're pretty cool. I'm not sure how much I like the, as I was saying now, I'm not sure I like the very, very manual resource collection thing I'm having to do at the moment, but I don't know. Maybe if I was doing it a little bit more gradually, because I was unlocking all of these things a bit at a time, rather than just going out and having to suddenly collect loads and loads of it. Maybe at that point I wouldn't mind it so much. I do feel like I might need to carry on downwards in order to get more of the crystals, because I haven't got very many of those. And I think it doesn't require as many crystals as it requires scrap, but it does still require some crystals. That's just stone, isn't it? Yeah, it is. This is an area that I've... Oh, no, it's not. Yes, it is. This is an area that I've thoroughly plundered. Next one is a distance of 90 away. That's quite a long way. But I might be able to fly most of the way through the caves. And up a mere 30 away. Diggy diggy hole. Oh, thank you very much, a regular. That's useful. I'll find my way back over to that and use it to escape, and maybe actually remember to put in a signpost as well. You never know. Although under here, a signpost is probably a little bit less useful unless I know roughly where I'm going to. It keeps finding different. I swear this is. Yeah, it's switched over to a different. Oh, because I went past it. That's why. So there, it turned out then there was another closer one. That's fair enough. Because I wasn't heading straight towards it because of travelling orthogonally through here. Come on, let's burst. Oh, we have burst out into a new cave. There we go. Ah, there's some really nice crystals up there. We're going to get those in a second. After I've got both of those and these some handful around here. Right, now zap some of these. 7 crystals is not very many crystals, and I don't. As I worry. My concern is that as I unlock things with the Xeno power cores, which is lovely to have, but I'm no complaints there. I will discover that suddenly I need loads and loads of Xeno scrap in order, and loads of crystals in order to build all the stuff, which is why I'm putting in a bit of effort to try and get a large quantity of all of these resources while I'm over here. How big are you? Are you only a 5? Okay. Maybe it's because I'm walking rather than flying, so they look bigger. It looks bigger if you see it from below than if you see it from above. Nom 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 nom. I feel like I've probably collected decent amounts of both scrap and the power core things. But actually I'm still under 200. But I feel like I could do with more of the crystals. Because we've obviously had 2 cave tunnels intersect here. That's quite cool. It's at least assuming the generation works the way I'm assuming it works. More crystals this way, I go this way. I suppose I could turn on the crystal sensor rather than the power core sensor. I should check how many power cores I've got actually at this point. Because it might be loads, or it might just feel like I've got loads. I've only got up to 26 crystals, but then it only takes a couple of crystals to make a what's it? Ooh, that's a big guy. Yoink. Up to 10 power. 10 feels like quite a lot of power cores, given that they are the sort of the tier 3 Xeno thing, which is why it feels a bit odd that I've got, while I've been hunting, I've got 10 crystals, almost 200 scrap. No, 10 power cores, almost 200 scrap, and not very many crystals. But I guess this isn't where I'm supposed to find the crystals. The crystals are supposed to be harvested from the lava layer, and there just happen to be some here, which I'm taking advantage of. Maybe. I don't know. Once again, making up the logic as I go along. Only 1 from that one. Stingy. The problem with this is if I see one, it's very, very tempting to go, oh yeah, I'll grab that one before I go. And then there's another one right in front of me, and then another one, and another one, and another one, and I sort of never finish. So, yeah, especially actually there's some crystals over there. Well, I will definitely go and get those. He says grabbing lots more scrap on his way past. There's a crystal way off in the distance there. Oh, and probably one there as well. But I also saw one down here, which I think was closer. It really does feel like there should be enemies down here. I'm glad that there aren't, because, as we all know, that's not my favourite part of this sort of game. Oh, that's not a crystal. That wasn't a crystal. That was just a drawing error. I was going to say, I feel like I'm possibly starting to exhaust this area. You know, actually, let's turn this on and switch over to showing crystals as well. That's one of those... Is it through this wall, though? That's not helpful. Oh, actually, the wall is very, very thin. All right, I'll go through the wall. I like the way I like the fact that the cave gen has joined up, has had lots of the cave areas that it's drawing or generating joined together like this. It really adds to the feel of it. Right, I think that's probably enough. Let's head out. So where did regular say I should go? 1146 minus 291. So I'm in the right place in this axis. 1146 is presumably then going to be this way. Yes. Can I go around here? .46. And then I wanted 291. Oop, no, 291's this way. Round here? Oh, here we go. Here's the hole. Should we mark it? I don't think there's any point. I think I'm very unlikely to come back in this particular hole. So let's just fly out of here. I'll mark it at the top because I might as well. Just because I've already dug the hole. I'm probably not going to come back in here ever again. But there's no harm in doodling this here, just in case. Why are you in vertical mode? I must have been building something weird before. There we go. It's not the most obvious of pipe entrances, but actually, oh no, actually, I'll take it back. On the side of that mountain, it does stick out quite nicely. Right, back over to the... I want to go west, don't I? Yes, back to the west, and let's go back and play with some of this stuff. Yes, another downpipe, exactly. Boink, 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 boink. Ooh, there's some scrap here. You know what? Let's grab this on the way past, just because it's right there. It'd be rude not to. It's quite easy to spot when you're flying over the mountains. The mountain areas seem to be the easiest place for very, very early game scrap collection when you haven't really worked out how to find any of the caves and tunnels and things, because it is. That's just some gravel. It is reasonably easy to spot on the fairly blank, featureless grey terrain, but then on the green stuff, there's bushes and there's more, and this hill. It's a bit more graphically interesting, and therefore it's a bit harder to spot random bits of scrap that are lying around on the floor. Okay, now we can go back and play with some of these things. That's going to be a little bit more interesting, and hopefully the number of viewers will go back up again. So that's the assembly line. So it must be down about there somewhere. There's my what's name tower that will feed me all the things I need. Right. Bonk. Right, you. Let's do that. Insert a Xeno power core damaged. I wonder if we're going to find I wonder if we're going to fix the Xeno power cores and get more power out of them. Right, so what does that get me? That gets me a scrap recycler. Okay. Oh, it allows you to recycle Xeno scrap into other components. Nice. Also, Xeno scrap mining. Ah, there we go. So that answers that question. Charge xenocrystal. So it allows me to energize xenocrystals into charged xenocrystals. Brings more stuff. Okay. And we need to make one of those in order to do this. Crafting speed, sure. XenoLogistics system, more resupply slots for the character. That could be handy. More supplies, and throughput increase and throughput increase. Okay, so there's some nice stuff down here, but none of this feels sort of game changing. I do want to unlock that. And that one. What was that one? That was the mining Xeno scrap, because I do seem to need a bit of that. Oh, but that takes 10 power cores. Okay, well, we're going to have to go off and find some more of it. And I can't even do the scrap recycling. That's a shame. But I feel like I did these things in a fairly sensible order. I've got the most important things out. Let's do character crafting speed just because I've got the bits for it and that's going to be mildly useful. Right, there we go. And yeah, I've got plenty of stuff left up here. I could do... yeah, let's have that as well. Right, and now I need to make some chests. So there's a machine over here somewhere that wasn't doing anything. Is he? No, it's not you. It's not you. It's a bit further along. There it is. Machine's not doing anything. So I want you to make me Xeno chests. Yeah, that one. Have some stuff. There we go. So it needs electronic components and mechanical components. So those both come from the other side. Whoop. It was this one, wasn't it? Yes. So one of them and one of them. Right. But no, I want you to be in input mode. Okay, so that'll make me some Xeno chests reasonably quickly, like that. Gimme. So where do I want to put this? I think the answer is going to be out over here, because then there's going to be room to run a lot more belts to it. So let's fill in some ground here. Actually, let's fill it in with foundation instead, actually. Like this. Boink. And then run a piece of foundation out like that, just because. In hindsight, I should have filled it in with dirt and then put foundation on top of it. In fact, I could probably still do that, couldn't I? So I'm gonna. It's a 4x4, so I want 8 by 8. Where's the thing that tells me I... Oh, there it's the top. 8 by 8. Boink. There we go. And then I put my Xeno chest in the middle of that. Like that. And then we have belts coming in from all angles, which I'm going to do. Right, so I'm going to put in these all the way around it. And then I can connect them all up to the connect them all up with the logistic cables. And then I can start feeding things in and then worry about the logic from there. Right, so then it's in here and get the data cables, and this runs from here there and there and there. No. There. And then also a little sticky uppy bit here like this. Okay, so we're reading the contents of this one, feeding it out to all of the inserters. Hello, Mark. Welcome. Welcome to Laurence is actually using the circuit network. So if I come along here, right, so what I want to do is program one of these like this and say I want you to enable as long as... I don't even know what I'm going to put in first. It doesn't really matter. Let's use something weird that I'm not actually going to be sending into there, like minor robots. Is less than... Let's say 100. It's not very many, but I want something that's less than 2 stacks for absolutely everything that I'm going to be putting into here. So now I copy that. Paste, 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 paste. Don't click on the button. Paste. Paste, 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 paste. Paste, 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 paste. Right, there we go. It's a very, very chunky circuit system, yes. I don't know why you need this size bundle of cables in order to carry data around, and yet you can carry gigawatts of electricity with this cable. But ours not to reason why, as they say. All right, I think I'm going to need to get the minotrons out. So I'd like to pull out from just from here to here. Hang on. How far across am I going here? Doesn't really matter. I can run the cable belts through there. So let's go in about 5. and then make it a height of 4. Unfortunately, I think all of my construction bots, my proper ones, are all off busy building my blast furnace. So these guys are going to have to be what I use to dig this out. And I suppose I could use my laser as well. No, better one, laser. And shoot holes in the place as well, but I don't know whether that's quicker. I mean, it is going to be quicker. I don't know whether it's enough quicker to make a significant difference. I think it probably did, actually. I think that was loosely worth doing, given that I didn't make a mess of it. Right, oh, and I'm also going to need to shoot out that and that. Then, right, so now, from over here, we want to start bringing out useful stuff. And are you a useful stuff? You are a useful stuff. You are assembler 3s. How the hell are we going to do this? And this particular one, I could bring out the side, and actually this one as well. I could bring both of these out the sides. What are you? Are you a useful? You are. You're freighter Beta 4s. Okay, cool. So, yeah, let's do this. Boink, boink, and then I can run a belt from here up and over. Actually, probably up and over all by itself, won't it? Yeah, like that. And then you can come over to... Well, I've only got 2 things coming out from here, so you can have this row. And we'll feed that over to here. And in. Now, let's feed it over to here. And in here. Then we can bring another one back out like this. Uh-oh, that's passing stuff through very, very quickly. We need to be careful of that. Because that will... I haven't told it what to do. These are freight elevators, aren't they? These are assembler 2. What? No! No, 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 no. No, no, no. Stop that. Oh, because they're on that belt. Ah, that's why. Damn it. Fail. Okay. Let's put you there. And feed that through like this. Ooh. Let's go and bring all those back because we don't want assembler 2s in there. There's no point. All of those should then go in this machine. Have some more assembler 2s. I'm sure you'll need loads. And then we'll go over to here and unload into the output of this one as well. Manage inventory. Put those in the output. Yes, there we go. And put those in the output as well. And that's the lot. Okay, great. Okay, fine. Well, that has helped. So we've got, yes, assembler 3s and freight elevator 4s. I've got that the right way around, haven't I? No. Assembler 3's there, freight elevator 4 there. So you are going to be doing freight elevator 4. That one. Suppose you are going to be doing assembler 3's. That one. Right, and now I can come over here and I can switch both of these over to output. Boink and boink. And they'll feed the flood. There'll be a flood of those go through, and then they'll gradually make more. And yeah, this will start fill the system up over here. So that's my first 2 things that we're going to have in this in here. And I suppose I can now go in here and I can add in over here. I can say I want to have a quantity of freight elevator 4s, and I want to have a quantity of assembly machine 3s because now they're available, and that's going to be useful. And it'll just fill my inventory up, but never mind. Right, actually, I could now. There's now probably going to be room to come over here and do another inventory dump into this machine. Ah, press them up. Well, a few in anyway. I was hoping to get rid of. Oh, I still got 17 of them. Jeez. Stop it. 16. Oh no, we'll keep those. Eventually I'll get rid of them all. Right, so those two things are going to be very, very useful. Oh, what else was over here? You were elevators as well, weren't you? Yes, you were. Mining drill 2s, don't care. What are you two doing? Whatever you're doing, I'm probably going to take out the other way anyway if I do use it. Robot workstations, fine. Xeno containers, fine. Ore vein miners would be slightly useful. As I say, I'm going to have them come out over to this side if we have them come out at all. Small smelters, don't care. Big smelters, on the other hand, do care. Those are useful. So that's going to be another one. Where's the chest? Is just there. Okay. So we'll have that come out there like that. And then come up and over like this. And to here. And then down. I can feed it in there. And so you're going to be... I've already forgotten. Oh yeah, large furnaces, smelters. This guy. Advanced smelter. 100, sure. Can I set you to be an output? Then I can carry on along here. What are you doing? You're doing Crusher 2s. Yes, Crusher 2s are also very, very useful, and I get through decent numbers of those. So let's put in one of these here. And then it's going to be the same sort of pattern. You've seen this before. So I now, from there, that comes out, goes up one, comes across here to, well, we'll come across to here. Yeah, actually, let's come across to here, and then it's a straight run from there to go directly into where it's wanted, down there like that. And you're going to be clicking the right buttons. Crusher 2, Crusher 2. Pass those through, and you're this one. Click, click, click. And then what are you? Are you anything I care? Why are you pointing the other way? That's very unhelpful. You're a belt type. Now, I kind of do care about this. Oh, no, I don't, because that's... Wait, what colour are you? Green. I do kind of care about that, because it's a green balancer. But it's going to be difficult to get it out of there. With this, there's too much stuff going on here already. So I think I might have to skip that one. Skip the whole belts, all the belt stuff over here, and then start looking at these machines down here. So what we've got here, we've got electric arc furnaces. I've used one of those. Pistons, that's an intermediate, so I don't care. Cargo shuttles I'm not using anymore. Geothermal boilers not really using. And then along here, transport ships, freight elevator 2, solar panels might be quite a good one to have actually. Solar panels and batteries, because I do keep going out and building chunks of that. No, the circuits have been around for ages. I just haven't used them very much. So I did use them for my power generation facility here. Which monitors how much energy is in a battery and then only turns the furnaces on when the batteries are running a bit low. And similarly for the geothermal power as well, because I didn't want to use the coal up too quickly. So yeah, there are a few places where that I think is the only place where I've used the circuit network so far. But this seems to be an ideal opportunity for it, because this way it just gives me control over how much stuff is being chucked into the boxes. I don't have a great deal. Oh, actually, I could bring it out over here. That comes out there, and then goes up, and through here, and over here, I guess. So we'll tag that point. Where is my... Oh, it's way over there. Okay. This is a little bit of a mess, but never mind. Bring it over here. Here. I'm just going to go into the side of this one, I think. Like this. I suspect I'm not actually going to get up to 16 different things that I'm trying to store. So I'm going to be sort of slightly... what's the solar panel? I'm going to be slightly wasteful about space. I don't really care too much. Should be some solar panels coming any minute now, because I think that was already set to export on the other end. Are you full of anything yet? Or are we just trying to... Am I now demanding so much stuff that... No, I think I am just demanding so much stuff that it's going to take quite a while for any of these to fill up. But that's probably okay. Oh, and also I've probably pulled all of the... I don't know what, but probably pulled all of the... What are you? Why are you so slow? No, seriously, what are... It's whatever this machine's making. Advanced components, we've run out of normal components. Basic components. Because there is a grand total of 3 machines making them. And, oh, there's a massive shortage of iron coming through here. Why? Okay. Why is there a shortage of iron? We should have... Iron should be basically constant. There shouldn't be anything that can cause it to run out. I think I'm going to have to go and investigate the iron supply, because that is currently problematic. I'm going to pick up the other Dewberry, what's name, that I put down, the Xeno tower thing that I put down over here, because, like an idiot, I dumped all of my Xeno scrap and crystals into making chests, rather than going, oh yeah, I'm going to need a few of these things. So I'm going to grab that, because I'm going to need I'm going to need some of these things. Oh, we're also very short of batteries. Okay. So apparently I now have shortages of things again, which is a bit of a concern because I thought that was okay. Let's go and look at iron first because that should be simple. Are you a suitable Mario pipe? Let's find out. Boink, 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 boink. Yes, you are. Where is the iron? What the... Okay, I mean, there's a belt here, but that's clearly a belt that is not flowing. There should be, I think, 4 belts of iron coming through here. So something has gone very, very wrong over at the iron blast furnace. Has it run out of... It can't have run out of iron ore, because we've got fracking going on over there. It could have used up either the entirely... And now we've got some again. What? In fact, now we've got lots again. It's working. What could have interrupted that? Could we have run out of power? That's a possibility. Ooh. I can't get out here. Or here. How do I get out? Yeah. Up there. And this is all running merrily now. But I could believe that we ran out of power. Temperatures at full, so it doesn't seem. But maybe it has recovered. Is there an enormous quantity of slag in here? No, this is basically empty, and now actually empty. I don't understand. Why did this stop and then start up again? How am I for power? No. Oh, bother. Click the right button. Grid stats. Yeah, I reckon we ran out of power because look, we're generating 400 and the steam turbines have kicked in. Yeah, we're definitely running out of power. Okay, for my next trick, I shall be producing large amounts of more power. So that was the circuit condition I was mentioning earlier. Mark. So over here, the steam power plants over here shouldn't kick in unless there's a bit of a crisis. They are connected to that battery with some cable plugs in there, and basically they're being told to only kick in when the battery's charge level is below mumbly percent. And ideally, the battery charge levels will never be below mumbly percent because that's bad. So, right, I'm going to have to go and get some more batteries, some more solar panels, and just expand this out forever. Maybe it probably is time to start coming back on the other side because it's getting a little silly over there. And I'm starting to find hills and things in the way. So, what I'm going to... Before I do that, though, I'm going to plug solar panel production... Well, I plugged solar panel production in. No, I haven't, because there's a gap in the belt. What the diddly... Oh, I see. Right, let's do that again. I will reuse those red ramps because I don't want red ramps in my inventory. Be a down slope. From there to there. And then we'll use up the pieces of red belt like that. Then we put one of these in here. There we go. There's a supply of solar panels heading through. Shoom. Just like that. I also need the battery packs, which is this machine. No. This machine? Yes. Okay, well, I'll use a long exerter here, then that's easy enough. Yeah, the solar field. You know what solar fields are like in these sort of games. They tend to take over the world a little bit. Do I have? Let's destroy those. Stop taking up space in my inventory. Right, so we'll carry on using these then. Of course, this is going to absolutely destroy my supply of battery cells. Where are we going? Over here. And going to make it very, very difficult to make more solar panels. Because this is going to take up an enormous number of batteries. But I guess we'll just have to deal with that somehow. And I want you to be batteries. Large batteries, specifically. And I bet I didn't set the inserter at the other end to be an exerter. I did not. Boop. Right, so that'll dump the internal buffer, which it already has. Off they go. Look at them merrily flow off down here. They can then run around here and be dumped into here. So what sort of numbers of batteries and things have I got? I've got 38 solar panels and probably about 26 batteries. It's not very many. It's not the kind of numbers I'd like to have. Oh well. Let's say I would like to always have 50 large battery, so 25 large batteries apparently, and large solar, 25 of those as well. Right, so those are going to trickle in. The problem is, while I'm trying to fill up this entire belt and the machine over there, this machine here is going to be taking all of the cells that come through here, at least all the ones that make it past the science production machines, and there aren't very many of those being made at the moment, so why not? Because we get through a lot of these. Why you're sad about iron? Okay. So at least the problem seems to be consistent. It is just that we have a crisis for bringing iron in. And now that should be, I was going to say it should be recovered, but this looks just as gappy and bad as it was before. Let's find a machine where I can poke it and have a look at the grid stats. This seems to be fine. There should be plenty of iron coming through. Maybe it just hasn't got to the end of the belt yet because I flew along there and back so quickly, and I moved much faster. Or maybe there is actually a problem with bringing the iron up from below. I'm going to go out and try and fix the power problem first, though, because I think that's going to be more. That's going to definitely be worthwhile. So let's put down one of my Xeno towers. Well, I say one of. Let's put down my Xeno tower here and plug it in. So now I should be being kept supplied with important things like solar panels and batteries. I said I should be being supplied with solar panels and batteries and things. Apparently not, though, for some reason. Well, let's do a confirm paste, see if we can get a little bit more stuff out there. Right, so I'm still short of mumble solar panels, but we're getting closer. I'm only short 6 solar panels now, and if I look over here, as soon as this goes green, bing. There we go, bing. My solar panels are starting to appear again. So there's one. Which is not very many. I was hoping they'd come in slightly more quickly than that. The belts are ticking upwards as well. The batteries are ticking upwards nicely. but I seem to have a real... Oh, no, there we go. There's my 6 solar panels. So let's finish that off. There we go. Now I've finished that expansion. The rest of it will potentially have to wait. Although, you know what I could do? I could fly over here and at least put down the blueprints for it. Actually, is there any point? Because I could copy that to here. And I'm not going to have enough to put down anything like what I'm sort of speccing out as I do this. I also don't want to go too far because the blueprint changes slightly due to general fail of due to me not planning it properly. So the pylons are in slightly funny places, but I can copy it to there at least, and then go, yeah, sure, confirm paste. Let's see what let's see how much of this we get. Not a lot, but that's kind of fine. It's sort of what I was expecting. How much of that did I get actually? So I'm missing. Now I've got the building. I'm missing 1 power pole, 190 power line. No, I've got that's what I've got in my inventory. I've run out of building blocks in my inventory because I need 6,000 of them. Okay, fine. Let's also add that in here then as well. So I would also like to have building blocks brought over, and probably 2,000 at a time. Set that. This is the point where it would be nice to have something like Factorio's remote modification system, so I could just leave my character standing here while while my inventory fills back up again with all the bits and pieces that I'm clearly need. Because look at that, I've got a whole 6 pieces of building blocks so far. It'd be nice to have that just happen while I'm elsewhere, but I'm not going to. But that's not going to work. Because I do kind of need to... I feel like I need to head off and have another look at the iron over here, because that... Actually, no, I don't. I feel like I need to go and have a look at the iron, maybe even in here, because it feels like there's not enough coming through down here. Maybe there's not enough being put into an elevator over here or something like that. I'm not sure. But yes, my solar field is sizable. But then I've got this system that gets me free power. Why would I not? Also, I need to go in here and I need to do that. 38,000 sand, jeez. And that. And you know what? I'm also going to do a flyby, because often this doesn't work properly. Like that rock there, I think that should have been destroyed. But because it's lower down, the bottom of the rock is not on the level where the foundation goes, so it doesn't really know about it properly. The system doesn't spot it as being a bit of scenery that is getting in the way. So all of these, because they're further down, they need me to go in and zap them manually, which is mildly annoying. At least they're really obvious though, because you get these obvious gaps in the foundation, so you can go, okay, there's a problem happening there. I need to come over and shoot it. This is how we deal with all of our problems. Like that. And that. But then here, the ground is slightly higher, so the bottom of all of these, the bottom of all the plants over there will probably be in the area which the deletion animatron will automatically take out. Although that said, these trees still seem to still be there. And it clearly goes out quite a long way over there. So let's do another demolish terrain, demolish decor. I think it might just be that the demolished decor doesn't work properly. I feel like I've seen that problem before. Now, in the meantime, let's look over here and have a little bit of a think about what we want to do. The transfer speed can be upgraded to an extent, yes. I think there's a couple of there are a couple more researches that I could potentially do if I go out and get some more bits and pieces to make it run a bit faster. So yes, having seen how slow it is now, I think that's probably a good idea. The other possibility is to go, actually maybe I shouldn't be doing this with Foundation, and I should just fly over and grab the Foundation by hand, and then let the rest of the stuff be delivered. But especially as I need 6,000 of it apparently to finish that build off. So let's come over here and collect a quantity of Foundation. Let's destroy some of this, yes, and some of this. Yes. Gain some of that. There we go. Do a sort, because then it always gains me space, which is bizarre, but it seems to work. I don't think I want I don't even know what gravel... I do know what gravel's for, actually. It's for making concrete. Glass is mildly useful, but not in my personal inventory. Grab some of that. Concrete... Cement is not remotely useful in my personal inventory, thank you. Nor is concrete. Get rid of that. It's 300 concrete, but I kind of don't care. Biomass I don't want. Right, so we sort that. Coke, also not useful. I don't know why I've got some coke ignium. That looks sensible, I think. I've mostly only got stuff I actually kind of sort of want. Oh, I don't want drone miners. I don't even want drone miner 2s, to be honest. I've stopped mining that way pretty much. Hello, Sophia. Welcome. Distillation columns. I'm not using them at the moment. Right, let's go and investigate the iron shortage now, because there should be plenty. Let's just check there is still a shortage and it hasn't caught up, because there was quite a lot. No, that's still pathetic. And there is not enough coming out there. So I want to find a... There we go. There's a warp hole, a warp pipe. Boink, 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 boink. Right, down here again. So all of the iron goes off down here, and there are four belts going in here. One of which is apparently not connected to anything, or at least is not being. Why are you an output? For goodness sake, that isn't going to have helped, but still. So we've now got 2 belts going into this elevator, and they are flowing constantly. And we've got 2 belts going into that elevator that are flowing less constantly, but fairly thoroughly. So I think what I could do is put in it gets stuck on there. I could put in another splitter along here somewhere. Am I going to be able to spaghetti? Of course, I say am I going to be able to. Of course I can spaghetti another belt into here. So we'll put in another input here that will take in any excess that comes in from, I guess this floor level belt will be fine. That's going to need me to come through the wall here though. Which is fine, except I can't get to where I'm digging a hole, because there is another belt there and I don't fit through this gap. And nobody has taught my robot to duck. Oh, and it's run out again. There is no iron. So yeah, something at the other end is causing that to keep failing. But because it's so far away, by the time I notice, it's too late. I think we're going to have to go over there and have another look at it. Oh, and I didn't pick the Xeno tower up, so I can't resupply myself. Why is there a... Okay, well, let's continue this coal belt, because that is a thing I want to do. I do eventually want to be supplying the coal for the other blast furnace from the main mine, rather than from its own little one that is going to eventually run out. Unless that's the problem. Maybe I have exhausted the coal, because somebody said somewhere. Someone commented they thought the coke looked a bit low. Regular, in fact, said the coke looked low in the hopper. So maybe that's the problem. Maybe it's running out of coke, and that's causing it to stop every so often until it fills back up again. Then it can produce this sort of burst of iron, which makes the system happy for a little while, and then but not long enough to fill up all the buffers. So yeah, it's quite possible that is the problem. You've hit the... Oh, I've run out. You've hit the what's name on the proverbial. Right, so come through here. And down here somewhere is where the coke comes from. Yeah, that is not a full belt. That should probably be I would like this to be a backed up full... Well, actually, no, there is plenty of input. So this is running at the same speed it always has. This is a full belt, so that's fine. This is not a full belt, but it should be running at the same speed it's always run at. Oh, it's just because it's a yellow belt in here, so I don't know. And the other ones... Wait, no, that one's not crushed. I think this might just be half a yellow belt, and that's probably fine. But those two are both flowing constantly, and that perturbs me a little bit. Also, not being able to get out perturbs me. Oh, here we go. Here's a hole. Let's go and have another look at the inputs over here. Because it could be that with the amount we're using... Yeah, you're right. The coked ignium is... It's a bit low compared to the others. And the outputs are empty. So, I think you're probably right. I think it is a shortage of coked ignium and possibly a shortage of iron ore as well. So, it looks like we need to do some more cokey. So maybe it's not actually power. Power is perhaps actually okay. What time of day is it? It is just past midnight. Okay. So if I have a look at the grid stats and the batteries are more than half full, yeah. I do want more power generation. This is close to being a problem. But I think it could be, but I don't think it's the problem. I think the problem is that we need more of these. Do I have more of these? I do. So that means I can come in over here. I can. Let's just double it, because doubling is easy, relatively. So I would like to copy from. Oh, I'm going to lose my other copy at this point, but never mind. This needs fixing urgently. So copy that to here, and then hold down. But yeah, there we go. And confirm copy in place. Can I push this from here? No, move. Okay, well, let's make myself a little bit of a hole in here so I can go through and see what's going on. Right, back over to here. So that I would like to have a copy of that, please. Can we have a copy? Come on. Fine, we'll move it. If it'll let me. Is that where I want it? Yes. Right, so now we can do a confirm paste. Oh, no, we can't. We can do a demolish terrain. Except we can't. Why is it not doing a demolish terrain? Look, demolish that terrain for me. It's right there. But no, apparently not. Demolish everything. I'm going to have conveyor problems. I'll have to put in conveyor 4s. But other than that, we should be alright. Okay, then, I guess I'm going to have to do it the slow way. I mean, to be honest, it is a bit OP that you can... that the copy-paste system deletes rock as well. But, given that it's supposed to, or given that it does, I'd rather that it did, if you know what I mean. Right, well, we'll just hack all of this out then. It'll only take a minute to do. Fortunately, did I upgrade these bots? I can't remember. But they're pretty darn quick anyway, as you can tell by the rate I'm pulling that up at. I wonder if I can get more of them. That could be quite a nice way to upgrade them. But they're going through this like a... I do need to go down one more layer, yes, but I couldn't select it very easily, so I didn't. I thought I'd get this cleaned out for... Actually, that's a good point. While the bots are doing that, let's select this area as well. They do go through this stuff like a hot knife, the proverbial hot knife through butter, which is quite nice. It's much easier than doing it the old-fashioned way. But it does still take a while when you want to dig something like an area this size out. I probably didn't need to take my roof as high as this, actually. I should have stayed a bit lower. But it feels nice having a bit of space above the top of the machines. It's almost as if you're leaving space for the smoke to dissipate a little bit, because these ones do all produce quite a lot of smoke. There we go. Right. Can we now actually paste, please? There we go. Of course, I've not got the belts for this, but I'm gonna, and I've not even got the green belts because I used them all up on trying to do the coal belt all the way from the middle of wherever to all the way over here. But I can now put that in like that. I can put that one in like. No, I can't. Come on, this way. Come on. There we go. Go over to here. And in flows the crushed. This is crushed coal, isn't it? So at this point, so I'm probably going to need to double this. That doesn't look like it's going to be that challenging to do, though. In fact, it's so small I might even just do this manually. Do I have any yellow belts? I have no yellow belts. Okay, we're going to use another piece of ludicrously fast belt in a place where it's going to be completely unnecessary. But never mind. Copy and paste. Output. Oh no, that one machine was enough, actually. Okay, fair enough. This coking process just takes quite a long time. Right, so there we go. We now do in fact have a full yellow belt. We do now in fact have a quite full blue belt. How are you getting on down here? Right, so that's good. That's going in here. That seems to be sufficient. The stone belt is now looking insufficient, and the iron ore. Well, I don't know. We were worried about that before. Let's go up and have another look at the inputs and see how it's faring. So what I suspect has happened is that our demand for iron has gone up wildly, but I never spec the inputs over here sufficiently for it to be enough to keep the system running. And yeah, it still seems like that's the case, even though I've got a lot more coke coming in now. Hopefully that'll be enough that this will get up to whatever level it has to get to dump a load more into here before this gets to 0. Let's see how that goes. I wonder if there's a belt up at the top that's running quite slowly and I need to go and give an upgrade to. 500? 500 is not enough. Oh! It's gone up to 5,000. And that's still about 500. What? I don't understand how this works. Oh, this goes into the content and then that goes into the output, presumably. So this gets up to whatever number. And then it drops that a bit at a time into there, perhaps. The elevators should be. Oh no, the elevators are only orange, yellow ones. Let's go and upgrade those in a second. I just want to keep an eye on this for a second and see what the numbers do, because I think when that gets to 0, we are genuinely going to have run out because there's nothing in there, and these haven't gone plib yet. But maybe these will go plib. We shall see. Maybe this has to get up to 1,000. That's the thing. I don't know. I don't know what any of these numbers mean or do, but I do know that we have now run out of molten iron, or sorry, molten iron. So this is a problem. I want to see this get up to 1,000 and see if that then goes plib into here. No. Okay, I have no idea then. But yes, I am going to upgrade these elevators because these are old tech. So I would like to upgrade you to the wonderful modern freight elevator 4. Bing, bing, bing. All of you. There we go. So that should now have. Wait. The other thing I want to do, if I can see through the gaps, is upgrade these to blue belts. Because why not? There's like 3 pieces in here. So that and that. And. Oop, no. That. Okay, so I've got at least one blue belt coming from each. There is one underneath here that I can't get at. Let's do this anyway. I'll probably tell them what I had before. I had green belts before, so that's pretty quick. I mean, I have now doubled the throughput of all of the things, but it was pretty quick beforehand. Right, so now if I drop back down to the bottom, we should see plenty of everything going in here. Like there's capacity for as much as we can. All of the everything that we can eat. The elevators are not going to be the limiting factors. The processing and generating enough of everything is. Right, now let's go back up here again and have another look at the blast furnace. Ooh, we've finished the research. Lovely. I don't care right now. Okay, there we go. We've got 40% full content now. The coke is still the thing we are shortest of, but presumably it takes a certain amount of time to then melt this 40%. And then when it does, it then goes over into here. So essentially my question is, there we go, like that. So that we would chuck 10% of it into here. But I guess this needs to get up to 1600 maybe? Maybe it takes half, maybe it does half of each of these at the same time. I don't really know. But I do know that it still feels like we're not pulling the coke in fast enough. Makes me wonder how much I'm feeding into the copper one, because that is running absolutely flat out, whereas this one is not so much. Well, wasn't so. It isn't, and it never was. We only have 4 green belts coming out of the, I think, 6 possible total. Yeah, so some serious gaps in there as whenever we have problems. So it's. Yeah, it is problematic. Still 20% content there. And that's about 50% of what I was expecting. 10%. That's about 50% of what I was expecting it to then refill at. So it does feel like the system needs to have a lot more coke going in. But I worry that if I put more coke in, then suddenly we're just going to have a problem with the iron ore as well. So I'm going to need to expand that and. So, oh! Max input per minute is 640. Ah, yes. Yes, I think you're probably right. Thank you. Well spotted. And it's empty again. 1280 ore, 640 ignium. So what is that in belts? 1280 is a solid blue belt of ore. A green belt of ignium. Right, okay. Well, thank you for pointing that out. That's actually very, very useful. I can go and I can deal with those numbers and go and see how we get on. See how things look down below. So we need a green belt's worth of this going in, and I think we have that because I think these are two. I think these are both running at the same speed. They just happen. It just happens to be that one, and 2 yellow belts is 1 green belt. So I think that's probably all right. Because no, wait. No, I needed a blue belt of that. So I need 2 green belts that are completely full, and then I need 1 green belt full of this stuff, and that is not 1 green belt full. Let's upgrade this. So I said. No, I just want to upgrade everything to green. If I set everything to green, then I've got the right number of belts here. Let's go back to the main factory and get some more belts so that I can actually think this through slightly better and see what's going on slightly more easily. Now, ideally, I do want to just upgrade everything until I've got enough. So given that, let's just change my mind and be suitably fickle. I am probably going to need a lot more green belts in order to finish this off, but for the time being. If I can get these to start backing up, then clearly I've got enough. So, let's upgrade. I can't upgrade that to a green belt because I haven't got enough, and I've just made that even worse. So let's upgrade that to a blue belt because that I can do. At least that much of it. So there's no yellow in there anymore. So I need to fill up both. I need to have both of these green belt parts running solidly, and that one does appear to be running solidly. Although I suspect that is buffer emptying. This one is most definitely not, which is odd because we've got a green belt available on the input. Maybe we just don't have enough. Maybe I just don't have enough crushers, and I need to double these. Okay, let's double these and double the ones on the other side of the wall as well. I think that should bring me up to. I suspect that's what the problem is. So I want there to. Oh wait, I want to select an area. I want to go from. Sure, why not? No, I don't want to go from that. I want to select an area. I will go from there to there, and to. What? Select an area. Right, I'm going to go from there to there to there, and then down one. And I would like to confirm copy and place, and I would like to then extend that way. And I would like to go here. I'm going to try this again. I'm going to try and do the demolished terrain, and it is promptly not going to work. Great. I don't know why these have stopped working, because they definitely used to. Have a couple of machines in at least. Right, and then I'm going to need to dig another hole. So that's this tool from there to there to infinity and beyond. It probably needs to go to about 20. Maybe 18 even. I don't know. And then I need to see down here and work out how far I've gone down. So 5, 6, 7. I think 7's about right. Yes, it is. Oh, I've gone one too far that way. Oh well, never mind. That's okay, I don't really mind. Right, so we're going to dig out another chunk of the mountain here. Maybe I should have just been piping all of my iron ore rubble up to the surface, and then doing this on this, and then doing all this processing on the surface, because then it'd be a bit easier to export. Oh, the belt of the output of the machine is still the yellow one, is it? Okay, well I'll go in and upgrade that in a moment. Thank you. Okay, well that's enough space anyway. Right, confirm paste. Boop. And I've run out of crushers, because of course I have. Now that's the thing I could request be brought to me automatically, except I don't have the thingies for it. Oh yeah, you're right. That is indeed a yellow belt. Now that's going to be enough for the time being, but we're then going to quickly empty all the buffers of these machines, and then we'll see how we do from there, I suppose. So I guess, yeah, we'll let that run. That is now significant. Oh, it comes out in bursts. Okay, fine. We've got a lot more of that. We've got a lot more of the iron ore coming through now. This needs to be... Do I have any... Have I picked up any green belts in my upgradings? I have not. I've got some yellow, but I've not got any green. How have I not managed to pick up any green with all my random slapping down of blue belt upgrades? I guess I could just... I could upgrade a chunk of this. Oh, yeah, this rather. There we go. Now I've got some green belts, so I can then go... Actually, I would like to use green belts for this one. If I swap this over to a green belt, I can get a bit of a feel for how full it is as it goes through. And it's not too far off. I'd say it's maybe about half. This belt seems to be okay. How much coke are we getting out for each one we put in? So it's from 16 to 40. Okay. 40 a minute. Okay, so 40 a minute, and we're aiming for a green belt, which is 640. So that's 10, 15, 16 machines. How many have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I need another 6 of these guys. I don't know if I've got them, but we're going to try anyway. Each of these is a 3x3. I've got one for 1, 2, so 4 to 12. In the meantime, while the bots are doing my digging for me, I will select a new area, which will be from there to there to wherever. I don't think it matters. And we will do a copy and place, and we'd like to have another 1, 2, 3. See how many of these I can actually get. 3 seems to be fine. Cool. The game is running out of how many noises it can play, so the bots are so busy that my jetpack noise has stopped. It's kind of funny. And there we go, it's back again. 3, 4, 5, 6. Confirm. Paste. Typical, I'm 1 short. Grr. Oh well, that will help a lot with the amount of throughput we're getting along here. Assuming they all do kick in, which I don't see no reason why they won't. So that's now very nearly enough. That's very nearly the green belt that I wanted to have flowing through. It's not quite there, but it's very, very close. So if there's any sort of back pressure and the system up there not running absolutely flat out, then it'll be fine. And we can see now the iron ore is caught up. It's only the coke that we're having trouble with. So let's go and have a look at how happy the machine is. Not very, probably. But smack. Bounced off the wall. Yeah, there's 0 in the output, so it's not quite caught up yet. But with the extra coke coming through now, maybe I can be cautiously optimistic. Yeah, keep chasing the Xeno Rabbit. Yeah, the Xeno Rabbit is currently escaping from here. Well, the Xeno Rabbit is more of a Xeno Tortoise at the moment, and also I made the mistake of chucking all the bits and pieces, all the goodies I'd gathered into the machine that's making the chests. So I've made a load of chests, but I haven't made any. I haven't made very many towers. So I need to make a lot more towers, which means I'm going to need to go and get some more of that, more of those. So that's got some, but that drained very, very quickly. This clearly needs to do a bit more melty before it can chuck it through to here. So I hope that if we've managed to fill these things up, it's going to be able to melt it fast enough to keep this satisfied. I feel like it should be able to, but I haven't seen any real evidence to that yet. Also, this doesn't feel like it's going up any faster than it was before. And I've increased it by... I was going to say I've increased it massively, but this doesn't seem like that massive an increase. These machines have stopped. Why have you stopped? No inputs. Right, so we're not crushing the... Oh. Yeah, we're not... These 2 machines, and I've not got any more crushers. Right, let's go back and get some more crushers, lots more green belts, and... who knows? Oh, yes, more... Another advanced smeltery. On the way over, let's set some of this up. So, I would like to see... come on. Control backspace should work there. Crusher 2s. I would like to have a stack of them, please. Let's just select things through here then, since because I can fly and do that. So I'd like, that's a normal smelter. That's a smelter small. Where is the big smelter? I don't know. I don't really understand the order that things are in here. I'm not sure if there is a sensible one. What are you? You're biomass burn. I don't want one of them. Yeah, these are not in alphabetical order, which is a shame. Large smelter, boink, that one set. And I've got the belt set up in there, crushers there rather, assemblers there. Those are the main things. Alright, where am I? I'm over here. Okay. So I want that chest there. Yeah, let's go to this one first. I'd say, hello you. I would like to have, I was going to do some solar on the way over, but of course we've just got batteries and not solar at this point because all of the energy cells have been going into making batteries. So that's fun. I would like all the crushers. I would like, yeah, let's take a stack of smelters. Why not? Elevators are probably fine. Assembly machines I think I'm okay for. And then I needed all of the green belts in the world, which is this box here. And I might as well get some more blue ones as well while I'm at it. So I'd like all of them, and I'm full. Sort. Let's throw away that. Throw it away. No, I'll keep the transformers, they're useful. Throw that away. Screens are kind of useful. Let's get rid of some of this pipe stuff, because I'm not really using that. And I've got my box on top of the box over here to put the big pipes into. So I don't need that. And I do need. I'm going to keep some. I'm going to keep some normal pipes because they are actually useful. Oh, I've got a load of small smelters. I should get rid of those. And I've got slightly too many advanced smelters, but that's fine. I've got a load of low tier assemblers, so I should put them in for upgrading as well. I've got some balance of 3, that's fine. Some small crushers. Yeah, but a little bit of upgrading would do me some good. So I had some ramps. Let's put the ramps into. No, the next one over. Are you even ramps? I don't know. No, you're splitters. Whee! Oh, and I should get some more jetpack fuel before I go away as well. So I have some of those. Then I can go over to the machines over here that are making elevators. I've got tier 3 elevators here, I think. Whichever one of those are, that's not hard, that's not good enough. I'm stuck. Right, what are you doing? Ah, there we go. So, no, that's wrong too. Must be this machine. Must be this machine. Sorry, get my emphasis in the right place. There we go. Get rid of all of those elevators. Then where are my assemblers? Are you assemblers? No, you're still elevators. Why is everything elevators around here? What's going on? Are you assemblers? No, you're still elevators. I'm very good. Are you finally going to be assemblers? Yes, you are. Okay, right. So take 0, boom, there we go. One of them, and then where do you feed to? Over to here, really? Okay. Have some of them. Some more because I've got plenty. Right, so that's got rid of nearly all of my low tier assemblers. I've got another 9 of them, and I would like to dump before I go any too much further. I've got the belt. I've got some yellow belts, some yellow. Didn't I just get rid of those? Maybe I didn't have enough. Or no, I had too many. Sorry, to get rid of them. 4, 5, 4 more of them. Right. So I came back. Yeah, I think I've got nearly all the things I need. I just ideally at some point I need to go over to. I need to go underground again and way out, blooming miles away off to into the unexplored areas and go and get a bit more Xeno stuff so I can make some more of those towers. But I will remember to take the towers with me this time. My other tower with me this time. Still 2 of those. There we go. No, we don't. Make 1 more. Oh, this is so painful. There we go. That'll be slightly less painful. I know it's a bit late now, but it'll be less. It's just generally better to have done that. Right, and then we come along here, and I can go. I don't want. Oh, I haven't got any of those splitters. I don't want any of these belts. Boink. I don't want any of these ramps. Oh. Oh, I see. Because we're not actually using up the green ramps, there's nowhere for my blue ramps to go. Well, I could take those, and then we'll. And I'm just going to have too many ramps now, aren't I? That was a silly thing to go away. Silly thing to do. Actually, not that many. We'll get rid of them another time. So let's go back over to the iron smeltery again and try and finish off that upgrade and make it actually stick. So there's my Xeno tower. I'll grab that on the way past, because then I can claim quite a lot of the stuff that goes into these things. I can then just claim remotely. Slowly, granted, but at least remotely. Then, because I think if I'm over here at the Iron Blast Furnace, I'm fairly close to being able to just nip out and get some more Xeno scrap and Xeno crystals, I'll do that as well. Oh, and the Xeno power doohickey motorons as well. So we'll go out and get some more of those, and then just see if we can get this Iron Blasted Furnace running at the right speed. Let's have a look and see how it's getting on, because it's... Yeah, we're still seeing that shortage of coke down here. However, we have a lot on the output side, so I think it's probably actually okay now. We've got... Yeah, that's not been at 14,000 before. That's always been never been higher than about 5,000. So I think maybe if we look down here, we're going to find that some of the belts are full. Yeah. Notice that the belts are now not running solidly. So some of these casting machines are also not running. Now we're doing a lot of buffer filling, of course, but yes, this is now, as of right now, this is actually okay again. At the moment, yes, I'd say the Xeno stuff is a little bit magical and mystical. I can't really deny that. It's sort of standard. You're on a weird alien planet, and therefore you're finding weird alien tech that can do weird alien things. It's not the most satisfying answer to, well, anything, but maybe things would maybe the rules will be changed at some point for there to be a better distinction between technology and magic, should we say? Yeah, at the moment it's mostly not that bad. There is a system for the weirdest thing it's got is the system for teleporting equipment into your inventory. It's teleporting supplies to your inventory from wherever. That just works through no matter what. It's functionally equivalent to the XenoLogistics bots, except it works a bit more slowly, and you don't get the actual bots flying around. The stuff just gradually appears in your inventory if you're in range of one of the towers. So it's sort of loosely like the XenoLogistics first player supply, but not quite, I guess, is my best way of putting it. The fact this belt still isn't full upsets me a little bit. Right. The fact these machines aren't running upsets me a lot more. Because there's no belts. Why is there no... Oh, probably because I didn't have whatever colour of belt it was supposed to be when it was built. There we go. I'm going to speed this belt. Oh, actually, how long is this belt? 835. Okay, I'm going to see if a yellow is sufficient before I try and speed it up. That seems like a much better idea. And I think it is, because the machine on the end is running and filling up its output buffer. So it is, that yellow belt is just fast enough. Only just, but it is just fast enough. Around here, we still don't have a full belt going around here, but that's probably because, once again, we're filling up... Oh, I was going to say because we're filling up buffers along here. We're not filling up buffers along here because this output belt isn't full. Now I'm going to turn this one back into a green one because having this as having it as a blue along this far is probably fine because it slows down here. We'll see. We'll start to see it jamming up when we finally have enough. And we still... This should be enough machines to give me a full belt. Do we still not have enough crushed coal coming through? No, we don't. Half these machines aren't running. Right, okay, so maybe this does need to be a green belt then. Alright, let's try that. I mean, I have enough belts to do an upgrade the whole way along. It's slightly painful. That has been like 2/3 of my belts. But this is now running flat out. And I guess I can put in another... No, do what I mean, not what I say. I guess I can put in another couple of machines across here to speed this up a little bit more. I mean, that's easy enough to do, especially as it's still in my paste buffer. So I'm going to do that and yes, confirm paste, and then finish off the belts like that. And oh, okay, this one's already okay. That put... Oh yeah, I think that was previously okay because this step takes in 16 per minute and outputs 40 per minute, so the throughput should be all right. But you're right. Let's bump that up like that to green because why not? Basically, I do want this to actually work after all. There's a crushed coal. Yes, we have a genuine rainbow of belts here, so let's consolidate all that down to green. I said let's consolidate all that down to green. There we go. But yeah, we now have absolutely plenty of crushed coal because that's coming through Yeah, that's that. The belt is not running solidly. Then over here we have. Is that now going to give us a solid green belt? I think it might be. Okay, so that is now okay. So I'm going to speed it up so it's no longer okay, and we can feed it through a bit more. Actually, there's no point in doing that because these between them are all spec'd to produce a green belt's worth. I did the maths, so upgrading this to a blue belt not actually gonna help. But that is enough coke to keep the foundry happy, not the foundry, the blast furnace happy. And with the blast furnace's output being okay now, yeah, we can see that it's filled up to 50% content on the internal buffer here. This one is now nearly full on the output buffer, and the coke is still woefully inadequate, but the overall system is catching up. If we were genuinely using 6 green belts of output from here, which we're not, we only have 4 green belts coming out. But if we were using 6 green belts from here, then I might start to worry a little bit, but about whether it's going to be able to catch up when I've got. But I think the input is now the same as the load, so it should be okay. I have some slight concerns about the iron ore, but I think I'll leave them for another time. This is now running, therefore I think I should be able to head back over and check some other things out. Also, let's have a look at yeah. So the steam power has kicked in again. I can see smoke coming out of the furnaces here. Actually, no, it hasn't. Or has it? It's kicked in here, which is where we're making the coal juice to be sent over to the geothermal power. But it looks like these ones haven't actually kicked in yet because these are set to run at when the battery gets down. These are set to run when the battery gets down to less than 20%, and we haven't got there yet. This battery is I don't know. Oh, 31%. So yeah, we don't have enough solar, but it's not as bad as it initially seemed. Could do with more though. So we'll do some upgrades there at some point. Once we've made sure that there's enough iron coming through that we're starting to make the energy cells again, and then that we're starting to make absolutely everything else that comes from them. So that's this area. Yeah, so energy cells are being made again. They're disappearing down the belts as fast as we can make them. Now, this is going to be the case for a while because the mall over here is going to keep swallowing those as fast as they can be made because we're trying to make enough batteries to fill this belt, which is a fairly long belt, and to put 100 of them into the chest over there. Then, once that finishes, we'll then allow the energy cells to be brought along the belt down to here, where we will then attempt to make a huge number of solar panels. Unfortunately, making solar panels is gated behind making batteries, which is not ideal. There is not a late game power supply like nuclear or fusion yet. That's one of the things that's supposed to be in, I believe, in update 4 at the same. So it's going to come out at the same time as trains. But it might get delayed. It might be in update 5. I'm not sure exactly what their plans are with it, but I think it's certainly on the roadmap. So we will probably get, yes, nuclear power will appear at some point. It'll be another one of the funny modular buildings that we can create. What time is it? It is okay. We haven't got the sun hasn't come up yet, so we're not getting solar yet. If we look at the grid stats, you see the batteries are down. The batteries are still discharging. They've got down to 88 gigajoules out of 343. I don't know, that's about 25%, I'd say, at eyeballing it roughly. But the steam turbines have kicked in, which isn't ideal because that supply of coal could run out. That said, if we start to have problems with that, I could always feed it with coal from here, or put in more coal generation over here, but I'd rather not. Did I say fission? I meant fusion. I'm pretty sure. I imagine it's going to be fusion that they're going to put in, but you never know. We might get fission as well. We'll wait and see. I don't know when that update is due though, so we'll yeah. Again, it's another wait and see. I'm sure at some point we'll get an update, and then I'll have to come back and carry on playing again, which is always fun. Okay. Right, so yeah, the battery supply production, or the energy cell production, is currently my limiting factor to expanding the solar power, which, and I have that deliberately so I can inspect the coal. So that's That's okay though. They're coming through, so hopefully that means that it'll eventually catch up. The iron supply. Let's have a look. Where does iron happen? That one's fine. Yeah, there we go. We now have good amounts of iron coming out here. This belt is not running solidly, so that's good. This belt is not running solidly, so that's good. These two are also not running solidly, so that's good. In fact, the ones that are coming up out of the ground, also not running solidly. I'm going to upgrade these to blues, just for the sake of it. Because that's going to give me a little bit more capacity coming through there. There is another iron elevator, and I have no idea where that feeds out, but I'm going to guess it's going to be over in the robot area. Not this one, that's being brought in from who cares where. But there is one over, there is more iron appearing. Yes, down here. Here we go. And this, we've got a blue belt coming up here, and I think that's stuttering. Yeah, that's stuttering slightly. So we do have enough iron here as well. Right, so it is iron as of right now is actually okay. So, things to do. One is go back off out over here somewhere, or maybe somewhere slightly different, and start digging up a bit more of the Xeno stuff, and then I can feed that into this machine here. I can make some more Xeno towers, all that sort of thing. I can get some more of the exciting unlocks and start playing with some of the new toys. The other possibility that also could do with being done is to finish off the coal belt that's running along here, and switch over to using coal that comes from the infinite supply down here in the ore vein, rather than the coal patch up here, which is eventually going to run out. Probably with a priority set to use that one up first, although I don't think there's any point in using it up first when there's literally an infinite supply down here, so maybe I'll just go straight for the infinite one. I've also remembered that at some point I was planning to come out over here and tap this mineral or rock ore vein, set up another vein mining system. I like how you can see the grid in the jungles. Yeah, set up another vein mining system over here to get massive quantities of mineral rock, and then again pump that down a ludicrously long belt. But I'm kind of tempted to wait for trains to do that one, because then I can just run a train all the way down across here and have that instead, and that's going to be much easier and nicer. So I think at the moment the things are either bring the coal over or go out and get more Xeno stuff. So you think I should go out and do some more green belting? Okay, let's do that. I think that's a good reason and a good justification for doing that one. Right, so down here I want more green belts, please, and we've got almost 2,000 of them, so I'll just take what I can. Sort that. Okay, I've actually got quite a lot of space in my inventory now, and I've also picked up some slow belts as well. So let's ditch those into the construction system, because I'm probably going to be short. No, not over here. Yeah. I'm probably going to be short of inputs for these. So let's chuck in some red belts like that, 158 of them. Lovely. And then over here I can chuck in some yellow belts here. 500 of them. Okay, so I've done some significant upgrades, I guess. How many yellow belts have I still got? 356. Okay. Well, that's probably fine. Not going to worry too much about that. Right, let's go and do some coal belts. As far as I'm aware, the map is functionally infinite. Whether it's actually infinite, I wouldn't like to say for sure, but I think it's functionally infinite in the same way that Minecraft or Factorio are. In that I think my impression is you're very, very unlikely to reach the end. It's either wouldn't like to say that it is infinite, but I would be happy saying that it is infinite to all reasonable intents and purposes. That said, I've not explored too far, so it's quite possible that it isn't. But my impression and my assumption is that it is infinite. Yes, Satisfactory has. Oh, sorry. Yes, I read Satisfactory and thought I don't know what I thought, but I didn't think Satisfactory, because yes, you're quite right. Satisfactory is not infinite. As you say, it is all very, very much handcrafted. No, I believe this is certainly bigger than that, but I don't know whether it's as big as Factorio or Minecraft or it. Yeah, but as far as I'm concerned, it is. I would happily describe it as functionally infinite, in that I don't think there's any chance of me actually reaching the end of it. And I still don't think there'd be any chance of me realistic chance of me reaching the end of it, even if I played a lot more and went to some sort of ludicrous scale. So right, let's go from here. I would like to actually let's just put the ramps in directly. I would like a down ramp like that, and then I would like another down ramp like that, and therefore belts joining them up like that. And then I shall pull out that, and put in a splatter here. There we go. And I think I'll set the input priority to that side. So we'll use the infinite supply if we can, but if the infinite supply runs out, then we'll use the finite supply. Yes, I am fully aware of what I said, and it does make sense, because whilst the ore vein over here is infinite and therefore won't run out, it's possible that I might end up putting too much draw on it, and therefore pulling it out faster than I'm capable of, and therefore the rest of the factory is using it up faster than the belts are bringing it out from here. So that is possible. Yeah. Oh yeah, I think I've seen that video as well, Board Easy, or at least skipped through it and for the punchline. And yes, as you say, it's not genuinely infinite, but it's big enough that it almost doesn't matter. What is going on here? So we've got 2 green belts coming in here, one of which is flowing, one of which is not quite full all the time. I'm going to put in a splitter here, I think. Or rather, a balancer, because it is genuinely a balancer in this state. So we can pull in from both sides. So, because we should have 2 green belts of ore rubble coming in, and 2 green belts of ore stuff coming out. Oh, I am leaching a little bit of that off. That's probably okay, because we don't need very much of this for concrete. So, yeah, we've got 2 belts going in, 2 belts go in, 2 belts come out. Seems vaguely reasonable. And I think the system at the other end is satisfied. So, let's take one more look at the blasted furnace. Right, okay, it's 100% full on the stuff inside it, so we are clearly bringing stuff in faster than it's being used. We are loading it up with all the things it needs decently quickly, I think. It's probably fine. At the very least, we're okay right now with the 4 green belts, well, the nearly 4 green belts we're trying to take away. So I think, given that if this was running at full, given that if these belts were running at full capacity, which they're not quite, we would only be using up 2/3 of the capacity of this blast furnace. I think this is probably all right now. So fairly happy with that. All right, you know what? Now that I'm over this far over, let's go over and do a little bit more harvesting of the magic resources, because I think that feels like a good idea. And I'm quite close to the area where they're found, so I might as well just make my way over here and dig another hole. Nearly there. I shall strafe over this way a bit, so I'm digging down in the lower hills rather than the higher hills. In fact, let's go cross over the hills and go down from about here. So yeah, let's go down here so I don't cause a waterfall down to flood the cave I go down to. Entertaining though that would be, I think it would be unhelpful for trying to gather the resources. Right, so I need to go down 105, and I'm at... Could somebody make a note of -1396,321, please? Because I'm not going to remember it. And yep, thank you very much, regular. I do want to play with all the new sort of Xeno toys, so there's still a few things left to investigate, like energizing up crystals and seeing what happens, and making an energized power cell, which might mean putting an energized crystal into a power cell, and the hole digging machine as well. That's going to be potentially interesting. Whoa! I appear to have fallen out to the bottom of the world. Right. Actually, this is probably a good thing, because flying around down here, it's a lot easier to collect the crystals than it was poking around in the caves. There's none of the convenient scrap stuff, so I'm going to have to go out looking for that separately. But I think this was a thing it is in higher demand. Actually, no, I'm not. Actually, no, I take that back. That's not true. I need a lot more of the broken power cells as well. But while I'm here, and it's really easy to get the crystals, because there weren't that many crystals in the actual caves themselves, I shall flit around like a butterfly and grab lots of these. Because this is much easier than doing it in the caves was. I'm going north, I need to go west. There's a big one. Let's get the little one on the way past there. Pew! I say they're a lot more plentiful and a lot more abundant down here. I'm not sure if that's actually true, but it is a lot easier to get around down here, and so that means there's less hunting for them and trying to poke your way through caves and so on. Although it's actually maybe part of the reason it feels quicker is because I can see what I'm going for all the time, but also I'm not pausing to pick up the scrap, so that probably makes it feel faster. That's a big one. Right, I'm going to take back what I said earlier about the balance of the number of crystals you need being and the ease of finding them. So I still think I think the crystals, given the number you need for making the Xenotech, I think the abundance of crystals is actually probably fine, and the abundance of the scrap as well once you start actually using it. This is a new type of thing. Oh, this is the bottom of a copper vein. Cool. Yeah, so I think the abundance of those the abundance level is fine given that. Ow, ow, ow. Oh no, I've run out. That's a problem. That's a very serious problem. I've run out of jetpack fuel, so I'm going to have to make my way back to the main factory on foot. Yes, you didn't. I reminded myself and then forgot. So I noticed it myself. I just didn't then go off and do it and go and actually get any. So yes, I'm going to have to go and find the. You're right, exactly. I'm going to have to go and find the elevator, which is going to take me a long time. You know what I need to do? I need to put the jetpack fuel into a Xeno chest so that when I run out of it, or when I start to run low on it, it just appears. Or at least if I run out of it, I can just put down a Xeno tower, and more of it will magically appear in my inventory. At least I've got the double jump still. Ow! Burns. Ow. I don't think the double jump is going to be enough to get back up my my tunnel though. Oh, you're right. They do. You're right. The towers need power. Yeah. Okay. Then that wouldn't do for somewhere down here, somewhere like this. Then I wouldn't be able to. Yeah, I would still be completely stuck. It's very strange not having the the jetpack, because I got so used to it. At least I'm going to have a lot of the Xeno crystals. That's a plus. Although I think I'm now back into the explored area, so I'm probably not going to find any more now, unless I've misjudged where I am. This is going to be a rather long walk. 10:30. It's a bit early to end the stream though, and say, well, I'll do the rest of the walking back between streams. But so I guess I'll just have to just keep at it. And there is only really one elevator up from down here, so I'm going to have to go all the way back to that and find it. Steam power is only 700 meters, so I'm not doing too badly. Landing location is, I think that's 1.1k, so I'm making progress. I'm not going to say I'm making good progress, but I'm making at least a quantity of progress has been obtained, as they say. Can you think I can clear this one? No. Ow. No, there's no health in this game. I could just run. I could just stand in the lava for as long as I want. It won't actually damage anything. I'm just role playing as if the lava is hot and burns, and I don't want to stand in it. So it's entirely. I'm just being silly, or I'm being engrossed in the game and just saying "ow" whenever I stand in the lava because it seems like the thing you should do. Ow, like that. I could do the respawn, but which I assume would take me back all the way back to the starting landing location. But that feels like giving up, so I'm not going to. Yes, clearly this is a game in which you have to play a role. The role in question is a big stompy lava-proof robot, but still. And the robot is explosion-proof as well. So using the I was going to call them cliff explosives, but that's for a different game. Using the explosives to mine holes and stuff doesn't hurt either. So yeah. I don't know whether that's something they're going to change in a future update. I guess if they add in any sort of enemies, then they'll probably be tempted to. But part of me sort of hopes they don't, because it does feel like every factory game seems to go through a sort of or I say every factory game. The only one I can actually think of that fits the mold is a Dyson Sphere program, where they make a nice little factory game, and then they say, yeah, hey, you know what'd be nice if things came in and started trying to eat your factory. And I go, well, hang on a minute. What if I don't want my factory to be eaten? What if I'm happy? What if I'm happy just building out, going out and putting things on planets? But then I can't not play with them because they're part of the balance of the game and so on. So I don't know. Where is the way out? From down here, I can't see the which way the belts are flowing. Oh, that's flowing that way. It must be this way then. Somewhere up there. We don't know where. Ah, this feels promising. I think. Right, the thermalite is coming out of there. Does that mean it's here? Yes, here we go. Found it. Right, let's elevate. Call the elevator. Phew. Yeah, there's a lot of lava, which is a good thing because I do need to put my lava smelters into it to do the thermalite squashing. But yeah, it was a little dull walking past it for that long. Yes, the water flows with Minecraft mechanics. I do not know what happens when it hits lava. I've not actually tested that. Okay, I haven't played DSP since they added enemies into it. I haven't played it for quite a long time. I enjoyed playing it, but I think when I finished it, I felt like I'd had about enough of it. It didn't make me want to come back again. There wasn't anything I thought, well, you know, I'd like to do this in the game. Now, perhaps that's just because obviously I played it in early access, so because it didn't have the enemies in. So now they have put a load more content in. So it's probably something I should revisit someday. But having felt that I played it enough in inverted commas, very heavy inverted commas, because I mean, yeah, it implies there's something wrong with it. But yay, I can fly again. Yeah, that. I still feel like I'd like to try. I feel like there are other games that appeal more to me, should we say? Right. So I have no. Oh, let's go and see if I've got any scrap left in the machine over there. I won't put these crystals in because that would be silly. And I made too many of the boxes because I don't need that many. Where was it? Was it one of these? No, these are all very specific and carefully placed. I think. No, it was a yellow one, so it must be down here somewhere. Not you. What are you making? Smelters. But you. That one. Give me that. No. Manage inventory. Give me that. Give me that. Okay, so I have a very, very small amount of Xeno scrap left. That's not what I wanted. I wanted this doohickey. Right. So, I can't afford any of the researches because oh no, I've got that one already because I haven't got enough Xeno scrap. But that's fine for now. But I want to think about making a crystal refiner. So along here, I've unlocked some exciting things. I've got the scrap recycling. No, I haven't unlocked that. Xeno scrap mining would be a good idea actually. That'd be nice. But no, I've got the Xeno crystal production, so I should I should investigate that. And actually, that's it. That's the only one I've got. And then I should. Oh, and I've got the quarry. So let's try the quarry and the Xeno crystal production. Yeah, DSP added enemies in quite a long time ago. It wasn't that long after I played it, so it was definitely a long time ago. I don't know what it's like. Yes, as Board Easy says, the water flows in exactly the same way as Minecraft, and you can clean it up in the same way as well. Hello. But yeah, maybe we'll feed some to the ore at some. Feed some to the lava at some point. Let's go over and stand by this thing and see if any of my any of my supplies are supplying. All right. While I go in here and go right. So there was a crystal Ujima. What's it? That thing. Crystal refiner. So okay, that just takes mundane stuff. So we'll build one of those up and we'll charge up some crystals and see what happens. So Xenoferrite, advanced and circuits. Iron, green, and advances. It needs to be made on this row. This row is very, very full. All these machines appear to do stuff. What do you? Do you do stuff? You don't seem to be connected to anything. You make transport ships, okay. Okay, all the way down to the end then. I'm going to dig out some more stuff. I could pocket craft one, I suppose. It's not like I'm going to need lots of them. But I don't know. I'm trying to come up with an excuse. I sort of don't like pocket crafting because I always end up with immense amounts of stuff in my inventory afterwards. Because I could trash it, and I don't know. I'm making excuses. Can you tell? So I'm going to need iron. I'm going to need green circuits, and I'm going to need advanced components. These guys. Zoop. How many of these machines? All right, fine. I'll do it your way. What do I actually need then? How do I make crystal charger? How do I spell crystal? Like that. 50, 20, 10. So 10 of these. No, 20 of these. Sorry. Oop, that's more than 20. 10 of these. 50 of these. Always seem to overshoot by 1 or 2. Right. Let's try it again. Right. Make me a crystal. Zoop. Bing. Inventory full. Bing. Why is this grayed out? Oh, because I searched. Fine. Right, let's put one of these down. That's a large fella. Let's take it out of my cave. Are you going to be high voltage? Probably. Let's put you down here. I don't think it's happy with that because there's no foundation. Thought not. Let's stick with putting the weird Xeno stuff over here, shall we? So I'll get out my lasermatron. I didn't see exactly how big it was. Let's make a 5x5 hole because that's easy. Boink, and then fill it all in with the foundation because that's what we do. Zoom. Hide my shame of my underground coal belt. There we go. Right, now I can put the crystal refiner in here like this. There is an input for a fluid. Oh no, what's that going to be? Let's find out. Okay, so you are a high voltage, are you? Danger, danger, high voltage. Bing. Oh, no, it's just that this foundation isn't plugged in? Really? Yeah, I don't see a voltage control. Surely this goes to some way. Fine. Well, I'll make my own hole. A power supply. Like this. Oh, was that an autosave? The game froze for a second. Right. How about now? Power! Yeah! Configure. Right, so we want you to charge the crystals. So it takes in xenocrystals, it takes in energy cells, and ignium-enriched water. Oh, for goodness sake. Right, okay. So we have energy cells. You've seen them being dribbled through in incredibly small quantities. I can't see them on the map because it's a mess. There they are, going through there, and over there as well. So it would make a certain amount of sense to put this here, so it can harvest the energy crystals, energy cells as they go past. The crystals would probably hand feed because that seems to be where we get them from. The ignium-enriched water is an interesting one. We are actually making that. That's what's being made over here to go down for the geothermal power plant. So we do have pipes running around a little bit, but none of those pipes are remotely near the main factory. So we're not going to be doing that here. Instead, we're going to need to take a supply of, well, crushed ignium, which we have here, and then dissolve it in water or something, I suppose. Or maybe just take some of the coal from one of these belts along here, put it in a machine here. Where's the nearest water? There's probably going to be, there'll be water over in this area, because it's going, all of the oil processing requires water in various shapes and forms. But running a pipe out from there over to here is annoying. Maybe I should be just putting that machine over here and hand feeding the... I don't want to hand feed the batteries. But there we go, there's a supply of crushed coal. We could tap that off the end and have another machine, or have another machine over here. Or another machine it crushes and just feeds it through to make the ignium water. Could do that. Is there water around here? Yeah, I think... No, that's ignium. That's probably water. Ignium. Oleum. I can't tell. That's crude oleumite. That's crude oleumite. But there is water around here in general. Nominally. Maybe this one's water. This looks like water. There we go. That's water. So this pipe could be used. Yeah, I could tap off from here to make my relatively easily to make my oleum juice over here. And I could put the machine next to it to do that. But then how would I get the energy cells over? The energy cells are being made just on the other side of this processing area over here, where we're bringing in the alumic acid and glass very, very slowly. Are all you guys running? Yeah, the machines are all running, so apparently this is fast enough. Yeah, over here, and here are the energy cells coming out. So, oh, well, thank you for the follow, Megatron. Much appreciated. So we've got, yeah, the energy cells are being made here and then shipped off to robots and Maul. Fine. But, yeah. So I've got energy cells coming out over here. I've got water over there. I've got coal. Coal is all over the place, but often it's underground. So over there feels quite nice for making... Maybe I will just run a long... Let's just run a long pipe of ignium, of coaly water from over here. I think that's probably going to be the easiest way. Maybe I could even run it underground, I suppose. Are there any good tunnels here? Not yet, but there could be. Ha! This is an opportunity to use that the tunnel machine that it was telling me about. Let's have a look, see what that is. What was it called? There we go. This guy, the quarry. Quarry doesn't sound quite right for what I want to do, but let's build one and see what it can do. So that's a huge quantity of steel, advanced parts. Oh, it's not. It's not a huge quantity. Oh, I was looking at that one. It's a small quantity, relatively sensible quantity of steel, machinery parts, advanced parts, and electronic components. Right. Steel is here. I can steal it from here. That was a bit more than 30, but never mind. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 8, 9, 20. And some of these. And I've run out of space. I don't know why I'm carrying some iron ore around with me. Let's get rid of that. Small smelters. Can I just feed these into the machine that's making the big smelters? It's not you. It's... Is it one of these? Large smelters, yes. No, because you don't use small smelters to build large smelters. Well, then they're just completely useless. Let's junk them. Anything else useless in here? There's a little bit of rocky desert dirt. Let's get rid of that. I should probably unload some of these assembly line parts I've got up here, but never mind. They are actually useful. I just need to put them somewhere. Oh, machinery parts now. That's these guys. How many do I need? 20. How many have I got? 7. Oh, this belt's so slow. She's not so much the belt is slow, it's the belt is under supplied. Right. What do you do? I just built it. Where's it gone? Oh, it's a... Yes, there it is. Let's go and put you down somewhere out of the way for a moment and have a see what your box text is and all that sort of stuff. High voltage grid, power consumer, connection fine. It's a fairly small thing. Let's put it down. Let's find somewhere where there's some power. Here's some power. Let's put you down there. Hook you up. Like that. I have a go button, but there's stuff in the way. Okay, well let's... Oh, I see. This is just going to dig a hole straight down, I assume. Why are you still sad? Why is that red? Mining area direction east, west. Huh? Okay. Mining area size and depth and go. So I assume this is just going to dig a hole here. Do I need to have a belt coming out of here? There is some belt. I don't know why this isn't running. Oh, because the depth. Okay. Hooray! Piece of dirt. Why have you stopped? I don't understand. Oh, unless this is I reckon I know. This depth is how far down we want it to go to. So if I set it like that, and then I hit start. Right. So there we go. We are now starting to produce some stuff. This does not seem particularly useful for the tunnel I wanted to dig, though, so we'll probably demolish this and say, well, I don't think this is actually useful at the moment. And this might be handy for creating a hole down all the way down to the lava level. But yeah, I was thinking depth was going to be how far down it was going to go, not how far, what level it was going to stop at. So it's got to the stone level, the rock level now. But I've set the mining area size here to 3x3. Let's shut that down again. Bring this up to 120. Okay, so it's got down to 120. Fine. That makes sense given it's produced more than 10 of stuff. But it hasn't done a 3x3. Oh, I see. The mining area is the area of the supports, not the area of it that it'll actually dig out. That it'll dig out in total. Okay. Well, that's mildly interesting. I don't know how useful this is, but it is mildly interesting. So let's turn it off again, and I'll just pick all this stuff up. There, two. Right. Okay, sure, good, lovely, just what I wanted. I'm not quite sure what I would use this for, but apparently it is now a toy that I have. We'll find somewhere to stick it at some point, I guess, and put it in a box and forget about it, because the boring machine is significantly more useful. Oh, unless maybe if it hits an ore patch, it'll start pulling ore up. That would make it very, very useful, and that would make it a much more sensible version. That would make it an excellent early game replacement for the drone miners, because I think the drone miners feel like they should be a late game thing rather than the early game thing they seem to be, or they currently are. Right, so I want to make some coal juice. Where does that fit in? There we go, that one. Ignium enriched water, ignium powder and water, done in a chemical processor. Do I have a chemical processor? I have 23 chemical processors. That is a good number of chemical processors to have. Let's put you there, because that's where the water is. Let's put you over here in case I ever need to expand the number of crushers there, but it's probably still going to be a problem if I even if I put it there. Then you can have some crushed coal like that. Then we can play a game of, what are you? You are water, and you're all about gas. So it's this one that needs to feed into there. So if I break the pipe, do you care? You're going to care which one, aren't you? Oh, you're going to need programming. I want you to do that one, ignium water. And it's this one here, needs the water supply. So pop up here, and of course that's going to be the one that is awkward to get at. Typical. So pull out that, put in one of those there, and then we'll use the magic pipe thing to go to... I stood on something, I think. To go to there. Magic pipe, yeah. You're now happy bunny. You're a happy bunny. Okay, so over here we're going to then have the stuff coming out of this port, and I'm going to make it go underground because there's enough nonsense going on here already that I don't want to add to it. It's going to need to come up over here somewhere. Let's fly over and find out. So where am I at the moment? I'm at 74, 75-ish. Over here, I need to look at what else we've got. What else we need for this machine? Energy cells. So it needs to be able to reach this belt here, which it clearly can't. But 75 would be somewhere underneath this thing. I mean, I guess that's okay. No, we'll have it. We'll need to bring it over at 67, minus 67, so it misses the coal belt. That seems like a good idea. Right, and I can put it in over here. So I'm going to need some foundation for it first. Which means I'm going to need a hole for all of that. Boom. Like a foundation over the top of that. Then I can go and pick this thing up. Yoink. And bring it over, put it down over here. That one. You go there. And then we put in a long inserter. Bother. Okay. It's too far away. How big is it? It's 4. Actually, that's not actually a problem. I could just dig a hole here, like that. Fill it up with foundation. Then pick that up again. We could put this over here. That makes much more sense. Like this. Then it needs a short inserter like that, and that will actually work. Pick it up again, put it down the other way around so that the pipe input is pointing in the useful direction. So I'll take that back again, and yeah, that can go there. So there we go. That can put the energy cells in, and we can then bring the ignium water over specifically. And yeah, once we get some energy cells and stop eating them all with the battery production, then we can get that working. Yeah, they're all just going straight in there. It is working, but it's making them. But right, so I want to come across at about, where am I? About 66, 67. See what I run into as I come through under here. So it's going to come out here, and then we'll go. Actually, I'll just go straight down through the floor here, I think. So we'll pick up that. And then we'll get... No, down to a 1 by 1, please. 1, 2, 3, 5. Okay, 5. Then I'll go this way until I hit 66, which isn't very far. And then this way for approximately forever. I'll use the other tool for this. I could make this 3 high actually and stop and make it so that I can actually run along here even after I put the... Nah! What? No, 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 no. Stop it. That was not what I wanted to do. Let's patch up this area a little bit because this went horribly out of what's the name? This was meant to be this. Oh yeah. I'll let it have the second bit. Right. So let's try it again. There we go. That's what I actually wanted. And now let's... Oh, no, that one. That tool. Let's actually clear this out as well to a little bit higher so I can... And also, actually, this another column as well. So I can actually get through here. And ooh, that means also, I suppose, I need to remove that as well. Right, so now I can grab a pipe like that. Right, so we want to do magic pipe. I want to go from there. I want to just go straight down to there, then through here to here, fixed point, then we want to go this way. My other drones are coming in from the aircraft and they're sort of, I don't know, well they're kind of working, but they are not doing some, they're not taking out some of the bits quite as quickly as I would like them to. There we go. They're doing the thing where they clip through the floor as well, which is always slightly exciting. Right, 1 by 35, sure, why not? Height 3. So, where do I want to come up? That's the question. Oh, the other drones are coming to help. Let's have a look at the map. So I'm obviously not there yet. I need to get all the way through to over here somewhere. It's about here, I think, that I put that machine in. I can't really tell. The map's quite hard to read because I've got it's a 3D space. It's a 3D thing compressed into 2 dimensions, and so therefore it is a problem because that's always a problem. Oh hey, I've come out in another tunnel. Ah. I mean that's fine. That's why we have the tunnels are allowed to meet, I suppose. Especially as this one isn't going to have a chance of blocking the tunnel. Why can I not get through? Right, okay. There we go, now I can get through. So there is actually... There should be a... Oh no, there shouldn't. Yeah, there's only a gap of 1 between this pipe and that pipe. So, hence the problem. I did wonder if I was going to run into any of my other tunnels, because it seemed more or less in... I'm not going to say inevitable, but there's quite a lot of tunnels honeycombing underneath this whole area now, because this is the. Oh, don't go too wide. Fine, go too wide. See if I can. This might turn out to be a problem. There's belts going on both sides of me here. That one, no, that one's rubber. That one's probably the coal belt. So this is probably actually going to be okay. Let's continue to run the pipe along here. Right, try it again. I am probably almost there at this point. No, I'm not. Still got loads to go. Alright, never mind. Carry on piping. That is... Okay, I did link that up, yes I did. I suppose I could check by poking it with this thing and go, yes, ignium-enriched water still, so that's fine. And then just carry on like this. This is, oh yeah, this is the middle bit. This is between the two sort of parts of the factory where all the resources pop up above the ground. This is going to be a problem to get through. I guess I switch back over to this one. I knock out a hole here like this. I can come through to here and then jump up and then get stuck. There are too many of these very narrow tunnel or very thin tunnels that I can't that just aren't designed for people to go through, or giant stompy robots either, for that matter. No, 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 no! Stop that! I didn't want to do a 2x. I'm probably nearly there anyway. Actually, why did it dig out that shape of ground? What's going on? Oh, well, right, map again. I might need to come in from the other direction, to be honest. Where am I at the moment? I'm at -66 and a height of 125. Let's pop up above ground and have a look and see what's going on. See where I've got to. I'm probably going to... Oh, I'm surprised I didn't go straight into some foundation. Right, so this needs to come out in there and goes down here. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25. Right, so now I should be able to finish this off. If I go from there to there and up to there. This should meet my other pipe, my other tunnel very quickly. There we go, just what I needed. Right, so there we go. We'll bring this back along here to, yes, to here. And then I fly up and I do magic pipe. And I hook onto there, and then I go up, up, and away. And I want to do lots of up, like this. One more up. There we go. And then go schmack straight onto there. And unless that's too long a pipe, which it doesn't seem to be, nice. That'll then feed into here. We've now got the ignium water. We still haven't got any of these darn. Actually, this is nearly caught up. I was about to say, since we clearly can't make any of the. You know, I'm just going to switch that over to an output for a second. That will allow... I said that will allow... Here they come. Those to come through and then be... Has this got as many as it needs already? Yeah, it only needs 3. Okay. That would have been quite easy to manually load then. And I'll give it some xenocrystals. Let's give it 20 of them. So split off 20. And put them in there. And it's charging them. Let's see what happens there. Right. Oh no, that tunnel, well, apart from this little bit of it at the end here, which I might, okay, I'll make the hole a bit bigger here. This tunnel isn't too small. I can run down this one even with the pipe there. So this one's fine. This one doesn't cause those sort of problems. It's thin, yes, but it's big enough for me to run down it even when there's a pipe there. The other ones were made to just take the belts, or actually, I think they were made to take the belts and allow me to run through while I was laying the belts, but nothing else. Okay, so have we got any charged crystals? We've got 10 charged crystals. Let's take those. Gimme. Fine. Destroy that. Yes. What other utter nonsense have I got? I've got some of that. I've got a load of bit of steel. I need to get rid of some of these things, like the small shipping pad. I don't need at the moment, but I don't want to bin it because it's going to be useful later. I want a system where I can just chuck stuff into the logistics network and then have it come back again. Basically, I want this game to be Factorio sometimes. Right, so there's my charged crystals. Now I think this machine over here was asking for charged crystals, so let's try that. Yes, 1 charged xenocrystal. Bing, 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 bing. And in a moment, we'll get presumably another load of things that I can research with more charged xenocrystals. There we go. So now I can make, there we go. I can make a crystal miner now. So I can send that down to mine. Basically, so this is how you automate a supply of the scrap and a supply of the crystal. So yeah, that's good. Now and then I need to find a way to make an intact power core. I need to refine crystals into ore rubble. Interesting. I don't think I care about that at the moment, but in the future that could be quite nice. and I can tweak my Xeno scanner so that I can find the intact Xeno power cores. Lovely. I can also upgrade the mining layers of the drones, drill shapes, which I've already got, crafting speed again, and the XenoLogistics system again. Oh yes, I was going to think about trying to make it think this thing faster, wasn't I? So I've done the easy one of those, and now I need to go off and get more scrap and more damaged power cores in order to upgrade the throughput again. So I think going off and finding some more of this stuff is going to be another thing I have to do. I'm also going to need to charge up an enormous number of xenocrystals. The question is, do I just do all of them? There's nothing else in here that costs xenocrystals, but there are a few things that I can make that cost them, like these guys, the towers. Because I made loads and loads of these, which do take crystals, and I made 2 of these. I could do with a few more of those as well, but that's going to need more Xeno scrap as well. So I'm not going to do that right quite yet. That's another thing that's going to require me to go off and harvest a load more scrap from somewhere. And somewhere in this context is this area over here. So again, that's another place where trains would be very, very nice, because then I could run a train out to this area and have it bring back the scrap and the crystals and the anything else that I end up needing. But for now, we can't do that yet. For the time being, it could be interesting to unlock the crystal scanner and the scrap scanner, and then presumably somewhere in here I will be shown how to make a proper Xeno power. Oh, I see. So I might be able to. There we go. I can tune the scanner so I can find the intact power cores with 500 crystals. Then I can go down and actually find one of those. So I think this is another thing that I'm going to have to work through over time. Get the Xeno power core systems up. Get the Xeno auto mining systems up and running. And the same with the crystals, and then that'll allow me to have suitable supplies of everything around here, with the possible exception of these what are they called, the damaged power cores. Might have to go out and hunting those manually, but also while I'm out there I'll be setting up these things as well, so we shall see. But that's going to give me some exciting stuff to do, but I don't want to start that now because it's sort of late-ish. So let's put down a box here, and so I can shove all the stuff that this machine takes, all the Xeno stuff into it. Have I got a spare one? No, I don't think I have. And building one is going to cost some basic equipment. I could just use a crate. I'm not going to do any sort of automated feeding of this as far as I can imagine. So let's just get some of this and make me a crate, which I can then put down over here. This, and then open it. There we go. And you can have my Xeno scrap, my Xeno crystal, charged crystals, my uncharged crystals. I'll hang on to the XenoLogistics tower, because that is a thing I can put down and have stuff brought to me. That's going to actually genuinely be useful. Okay, so having turned off the production of the large battery packs, now my energy cells are actually making it through here, and they're being taken off over this way to be made into solar panels. So that means we've now got some solar panels coming out here. So given that, let's fly back over here and start messing around with my solar array again, because this does still need to be bigger. I don't think I have enough of it. So if I come over here, if I slap down the Xeno tower like this, where is that power? There's power there, or at least there will eventually be power there. Ugh. Put it here for now. Right, and then I can plug it in like this, and then, well, I'm in range, so I will now be brought stuff. If I look in my inventory, I should see. Well, apparently, what do you mean not in range? Oh, it's not charged yet, so we need to wait for it to charge. But while it's doing that, let's do another copy of a chunk of a solar array, and then get ready to start pasting it all over the place. So I think that's going to be from here. And I'll do it from the other end. And which side the battery's on? The battery's on that side. So yeah, I want to go from here, I think. I want to do a select area. So I want to copy from here. And I want solar battery, and I also want to get that pylon in as well. So I want that area. And confirm copy. Right, and I'm now going to put this down somewhere else. So we're going to start off by dropping it in over here where these are not finished. Because they need to, obviously they need to be finished. So the trick with this is to place it first, because you can't place it accurately when it's wobbling around all over the place like it was. So you place it accurately, like you place it randomly, and then you nudge it into position like I've done there. Are you now remotely correct? No. I want to move you there. I think that's correct. So the solar panels definitely line up. Does the pylon line up? That's the funny bit. Yes, it does. Right, so let's do a paste here and see how much of it I get. 21 blocks, okay. Go in here. Are you going to work? You're going to demolish terrain and demolish decor and confirm paste. So it's 3 solar panel. I still have 2 solar panels. It needs 3 more to be placed. So have we just got some decor? Yeah, we've just got some decor that hasn't been knocked out because it's difficult or something. So there's that one. That's 2 of them. There's a 3rd one over here. Yeah, there's a plant down there and a rock as well. Actually, take both of these out. It's weird that they require foundation when they don't do anything electrical, but never mind. Right. So now if I do another paste, missing 1. Okay, so I'm missing 1 solar panel. We kind of know about that. I'm not going to say it's fine, but it is at least a known problem. I'm also going to run power from here along this way. Over to here. That might get in the way of some pylons in the future, but never mind. I can deal with that later. I don't think my power... No, it's not connected up, so I need to run power from there to there to get into the whole the whole solar array thing. Also... Oh yeah, of course, this is done silly, isn't it? So if I remove that cable... And I remove that cable... And I remove that cable... And then I go and I say, yeah, actually, you're meant to be connected to that one. You're meant to be connected to that one. You're meant to be connected to that one. No. You're meant to be connected to that one. And you're meant to be connected to that one. There. Now the cable from this runs all the way up, down, up, down. All of these are, all the solar panels are connected together. The battery packs are connected together in 2 lines. They're not connected together at the end because the cables don't reach far enough. These 2 aren't connected because there's a solar panel missing, which hopefully... if I fly over here, will then just appear in my inventory as if by magic. There we go, there's 8 of them. Sweet. So the XenoLogistics is basically working. So I can now do confirm paste. And okay, some of it didn't work because I messed around with the cabling. So now I need to copy this. Can I copy an area that I've already selected? No. So I'll need to select a new area. That once again needs to be from over here. So I'll grab that corner and then go to over here like this, and then up like that. I don't want that. Oh well, never mind. Copy and place. I don't actually want that pylon, but it's going to be easier to remove it than it's going to be to keep fiddling it back. It's going to be easier to remove it from the pastes than it is to remove it now, and yeah, stuff like that. Right, so confirm paste. Most of that isn't going to happen because I'm going to be short of 48 things, most of which are going to be solar panels. Although that's going back up again. So I'm short of solar panels. How are the building blocks left to place when I've got 3,600 of them? Oh, are they blocked? Yes, they're blocked by things like that. Yes, wireless transport to pockets is a a really good description of it, actually. Yeah, so I've set up some special magic chests that allow me to that allow the system to teleport stuff to me up to a certain quantities that I've specified. So it basically works like XenoLogistics, except that you need to be within range. Well, you need to be within range of one of those tower things that I've got over there, and it's very, very slow. There we go. No, it's not all tidied up. A bit there and there. At least you get the nice obvious gaps in the foundation to show you what you're missing. Right, switch back over to this again. Let's see if we can at least paste in all of the foundation. There we go. So that's worked now. I just need to lurk near that thing. So over here, you can see that here. I'm within range, so I've got a green light here, and so I've got hopefully batteries are appearing gradually, and solar panels are appearing gradually. But it's a fairly slow process. It'd be nice if it was quicker, but you know, then maybe it'd be a bit imbalanced. So I'll accept it as is. And actually, there are researches I can do to speed it up. So hopefully that'll make a big difference once I manage to do those. Yeah, there's no range between the chest and the tower. So then my tower is there, about here. There we go, that blue square. And my chests are, I've got one here and one here. There's absolutely no range limitations on them. I do have another tower in here. You don't even have to join all the towers together, which I'm quite glad of, because the towers are fairly expensive to make. But it does feel it feels overpowered to somebody who's used to Factorio, put it that way. Visit. How am I getting on with these? I'm still... Oh, 19 solar panels short. I'm just 19 solar panels short, that's all. That's not too bad. And I've got 12. Right, I think we're now at the point where we're actually waiting for them to be built over there. So it's going to take a little while for any more to come in, I think. But that is a significant improvement. We are now producing more power than we were before. Oh, I'm going to need to do a little bit of wiring to get these up and running properly. So this one should need to be connected to this one. Oh, but I've linked... Oh, interesting. It's linked into the pylon. Okay, that's fair enough. Yeah, there's no real reason not to link it into the pylons and not have to do the little links across. Yeah, okay. I'm sort of happy with that. That's going to make things easier. Why are you guys not linked up? That's a strange one, but okay. That one's obviously not linked because the panels along there are missing. That one's not linked, and I don't know why not. It's nice that it shows you because this one wasn't linked for some reason. And so none of the pastes have been linked. Okay, fair enough. It's stupid, but it makes kind of sense. Right, can I have some more solar panels now, please? Yes, one more, please. There we go. Right, that is now complete. I've now expanded my my solar array a little bit. Oh, there's 3 sort of rogue ones out here that can't do anything. Never mind, they'll get picked up as we paste more in. So that's kind of fine. It's not amazing, but it's kind of fine. And if we drop down here and have a look at one of these guys, it is the early morning, so this is the right time to be placing solar panels, because then they'll be able to charge up their batteries during the day, and then we can run the grid off it during the night. So if we have a look over here, we can find that it's not actually connected to the main grid. Why not? Oh, I see. Okay, right, let's fix this up again then. Right, I see. It's because, yeah, these pylons are not linked together, so I need to link that to there and that to there, and now it's all linked together. All the power in those batteries should still be available. I shouldn't have wasted anything, so I can now come down here, have another look at the grid stats, and we'll see. There we go. This looks a bit healthier, doesn't it? We've got some steam turbines actually still running, which is a bit weird. That shouldn't be happening. Maybe they're those would be all the ones underground. I don't know what percentage battery charge percentage they kick out at. Maybe it's probably something like 40%, which at 400 gigajoules is going to be about, it's going to be a bit less than 200, or it might be 50%, in which case it will be at about 200. But you can see the batteries charging up down here nicely. We've got 563 megawatts coming in from No, we've got 520 megawatts coming in from the solar panels, which is large, it says so there. And we're dumping 106. No, we're dumping 300 megawatts of that. There we go. The solar panels just disappeared, so it's at about 160 gigajoules. That seems like 40. Feels like 40% to me. Yes, it is 40%. I can maths, really, I can, I promise. So yeah, we've got a nice healthy 300 megawatts going into charging the batteries up. So that is more than half of the power we've got available here. So that implies that we should be okay running the factory just off batteries. The steam turbines underground will still kick back in when need more, when it gets down to 40% though. So I think I would like to expand this still quite a bit further. Okay, yeah, the teleport tower is it's quite nice. It's using, so there's a certain theme on the Xeno technology. It all looks a bit like, well, it looks like this. This looks like something that has been cobbled together out of bits of the Xeno scrap that I've been picking up from scattered around the landscape and underground and stuff. So that's quite cool. I like it. It's a very, very different style from all of the stuff that I make from my own technology. And if I fly back over to the main factory now, so I've got this sort of up and running to an extent, at least, then we'll see there's another couple of Xeno-related buildings that we've got, which are slightly different and have a similar sort of style. So there's another one of those towers. These are the magic teleport chests, so you can see it's one of my normal chests on the bottom, just like these guys, but then it's got a weird Xeno thing glued onto the top of it to deal with the actual teleportation side of the process. Then over here, actually this is, I guess this is my own technology because it looks like the standard style, but this will take in the Xeno crystals and charge them up. And then we've got this machine over here that analyzes all of the Xeno stuff. It's still, once again, it's the standard, the normal style, but it's been painted orange to show it handles Xeno stuff. And then in here, this is the Xeno scrap, which is, so it's the same, again, same sort of art style. Okay, Mark, well, good night. Thanks for dropping in. We'll catch you next time. Or on Monday, more likely, actually. Yes, using a plunger as a hand would be a little bit awkward for dealing with all this stuff. As it is, I am a big stompy robot, and at some point I could make myself a big stompy robot statue, and maybe I should do that as a sort of a monument to my ego, but I'm not sure where I'll put it. But I definitely should make one of those before I finish, because I haven't done so yet. Oh yeah, and the Xeno stuff comes with a whole new research tree. Research tree isn't quite unlock tree, perhaps. It's a bit like using the awesome. No, the MAM in Satisfactory, in that you find yourself a different type of resource or different types of resource, and you can feed those in and just directly unlock stuff with it. So at the moment I have I have about 3 Xeno scrap in a box, which means I can't unlock any of this stuff because this one needs 100 of it, and all the stuff's expensive, and I've used up all of my damaged power cores. That's these things. So I've run out of those, so I can't do any of the unlocks. I do have a couple of 100 crystals, so I could probably unlock some of the stuff down here. But I thought, let's try and... My plan for, probably for the first thing of next stream, is to try and get hold of the Xeno Scrap mining system and the Xeno Crystal mining system, and then work out how to do Xeno Power Core mining as well, or at least getting hold of some of these, and then get those being transported over here en masse, which will then allow me to have lots and lots of charged crystals from this thing. We'll feed them in, feed them out along here, and then we can start doing stuff on a slightly more automated level with it, rather than it just being me going out and picking stuff up, because fun as that is, it's not that much fun. It's not a good way to not a good way to play the game. Okay, so how is the factory doing at the moment? There is a shortage of the energy cells. I don't think there's any. There is a shortage of something up here. What are we short of up here? We're short of glass. Why are we short of glass? Because it's being brought in on a red belt. Right, okay. Let us not bring it in on a red belt. Let us bring it in on a green belt, because red belts are too slow. Upgrade. Upgrade. Up. No, don't do that. Do that. That's okay. It's good. It goes down here and then it goes up a spiral to come along here. Right. Okay. There we go. That is now upgraded. Will the system keep up? No. No, it won't. That is too much demand on the glass production system. However, I suspect once this fills up the buffer, it might be all right. We'll see how it goes. It's on the penultimate machine, final machine. There we go. Now this will buffer up back along the belt, and then maybe we'll have enough glass coming through. That said, I kind of doubt it. Where are we making glass? Oh yes, the glass is being made over here. We have a mineral rock patch. I wonder, let's go and check on that, because this is pretty much my only non-infinite resource at the moment. Someone's been playing with explosives or possibly space lasers. So over here, we've taken a big bite out of it, but it's still running. The belts are full. This is fine. I guess there just aren't enough machines making the glass, which takes. Hang on, what? Oh, I see. Crusher, crusher, smelter. Crusher, crusher, smelter. So I could do another copy paste of this. Try and get some more flowing along here. I would need additional input stone probably, but I have additional mines around here, so it wouldn't be too hard to get more stone flowing in. Just need to sort of decide whether that's something I want to do at this point. No, it'd be quite nice actually would be to mirror this and put it on the other side, so under on this side. Yeah, let's see if I can do that. So I would like to do a Kapoppy. It's not going to work, is it? Because we have the issue where I'm no longer able to just say yes, do dig up all of that stone. But I can at least measure how big it is and then get the robots to do it for me. So I would like an area over to about here. So that's 37. In fact, if I just copy this, 37 by 20. Sorry, 38 by 29, and 29 is the width. 38 is the length. Yes. 38 by 29 by. We need to fit these things in. 38 by 9 by. Come on, show me what I'm doing. Can't tell what's going on. That's 5. I don't want 5. I want 6, 7, 8. 38, 8, 29. Right, so we'll confirm that copy. Then we'll mirror it. Then we'll try and work out where it goes. What it looks like. Because I don't know which way it's mirrored it. That doesn't look right. That does look right. Thank you, Regular. Yeah, I probably would have forgotten that. I'll put you in down. Put you. I don't care where because it's going to be wrong. Right. So now we lower you down to there, and then I can't see any of the edges of it. Oh, it's ridiculous. Okay, we'll bring it back up again, and then there's trees and stuff in the way. Bush. And then down. There we go. Have we got the right level? No. Far too low. That appears to be correct. Yes. Move it that way too much. Or actually, that's not even too much. That's just probably about the right amount. So there we go. And yeah, that is actually in the right place now. And then just go push. Heavy thing, heavy, heavy, heavy. It's not that heavy. It's just made of light, which I suppose means it is quite light. Meh. And I think that's where I want to put it. So let's try. Okay, that's worked. Demolished terrain has worked fine. I wouldn't like to say why. It's a mystery. Oh, I left my magic tower over in the other side of the world. Yeah. See how much of this we get. Let's put some of the rock back, but that's fine. I don't mind that. I'm sure. Hey, I had nearly everything. There's a couple of slow belts missing. And there's lots of building block missing. But I've got nearly everything I needed. Right, where are those slow belts? Haha. Oh no, they weren't even missing, they were just blocked. Right, so that's because, yes, we go underground here, so I need to take out that and that and that. And, okay, that's enough. Apparently I did have the yellow belts that I needed for this. I'm slightly surprised, I'm not quite sure why. I must have upgraded something, that's the only reason I would have yellow belts. Go, in the hole, there we go. Right, I believe that is now everything apart from some missing foundation. No, there's no power because of the missing foundation, and I have some foundation. I've got 2,700 foundation. How can I have missing foundation? It's 168 blocked. What? But why is there some building blocks blocked? Blocks. And also, how do I find them? It looks like it's around... Yeah, this whole area here seems to have not been dug out when I did the dig out. Okay then, right, let's switch over to this tool, because this tool is powerful, and go from here to... I can't get through the gaps. To, yes, over here. There. Right, now I can fly around here and see when my bots pop out, I suppose. Yeah, here we go. This is where we need to dig. Nom 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 nom. Yeah, so for some reason, this part didn't get dug out. Lots of it did, but this bit didn't, and I have no idea why. But the problem is, this is a mod, so I can't blame the game because it's separate. It's separate code. Right, let's put some more of this in then. I'm just going to fill in the whole area because why not? Are we now happy? Let's find out. Back in here again. Confirm paste. Right, we've got all the building blocks. I don't care about the dirt. I don't care about the stone. I do care about the conveyor 2. That's probably because we ran out. And conveyor slope 2. So let's play. Where is there supposed to be belt, but there isn't. There's a lot of red over here that makes me worried. Is there meant to be an... Ah, there's meant to be an output belt from... No, there isn't. This is symmetrical. That's fine. I mean, it's gone... Oh, because it's blocked. That's why. It's blocked by the green ones. Right, let's plug this in and see what happens. I don't know about the digging thing. I'm sure it always used to work on just absolutely any sort of terrain. That was sort of the point. But yeah, maybe they reckon that it's too powerful if it can just dig straight through anything. And it is too powerful when it can just dig straight through anything. I'm not going to deny that. I am going to press the wrong button and accidentally cancel my build halfway through, though. Apparently that's how I roll. Let's try it again. Green belt. Fall in the hole, because why not? There we go. Climb out of the hole again, because also why not? You, come along down this line here. Yes, like that. No, not like that. Because I'm going to need 2 of these. So let's run you to there. Then let's do another one from there to there. Right? No, that's wrong. To there. And then... laser time. Pew, 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 pew. Pew, pew. Pew, pew, pew. Pew. And belt time from there to there. Alright, so at the moment they are just emptying their buffers. There's loads of rock available in these things. They're just dumping it out onto here. But hopefully that's going to be sufficient. I don't know. We'll see. Now if I come over here, yeah, we've got some glass coming out, so that's good. This belt here is not remotely full, so what I can do is I can knock out a bit of rock, more rock there like that, and a couple of pieces of this like that. You can have one of them, and I can have then this from there to there. There we go, just like that. I say just like that, like it didn't take me a couple of hours to do. I have doubled my glass production rate, and it is a green belt. Actually, you know what? I don't see why this shouldn't be a blue belt. There we go. So that we can chuck that through twice as quick. This now has the capacity to empty both of these belts, even if we've got solid green belts coming through from here, which I don't think we're going to. It's still going to be able to, or solid yellow belts from each of these 4 inputs. That's also fine too. Get rid of some yellow belts out of my inventory. There, this will now. We've got 4 yellow belts going into 2 green belts going into 1 blue belt, so that is suitably balanced. Now, it's worth noting that this still isn't a full blue belt. This isn't a full blue belt going out down there, but we have had supply shortages, so I'm hoping that it's going to just be sort of catching up a bit. So let's get back out over there and see how things are going. Well, the habit of pressing the wrong buttons. Yeah, that's a tricky one to overcome, unfortunately. Right, and so we might as well upgrade this to a blue splitter as well. I don't know how often that's going to actually be relevant, but we are trying to take 2 green belts away, and that one does seem to be flowing constantly, which is kind of alarming. This one can't flow constantly, but this one can't flow constantly because yellow plus red does not equal green, as any small child in primary school can tell you when they've mastered colour theory. However, also, blue plus yellow also doesn't equal green, so whatever. And there we go, we've run out. I do feel this belt needs upgrading because there's a shortage of... It's running constantly, basically. And so, oh no, this one's okay. But this one is running constantly and therefore needs to be faster. How is it still running constantly? I thought we were going to run into a... Yeah, like that, basically. Okay, so it's now... There we go. Now this one has jammed up and is filling... The buffer is filled up all the way along the belt. So now that means we've got more coming out through... Stop it! More coming out through here. So I guess that means it's time to upgrade that to a green belt as well. Oh, actually, no, that one's jerking as well. So, but then if I've just upgraded that to green, I need to find the splitter at the other end of it and upgrade that to a green one as well. Otherwise, there is no point whatsoever in having a green belt there. So let's do that. Boop. It's a little bit of a waste, to be honest. We'll do that as well. And then follow... Ah, my face. I think I've probably mentioned this before, but there was one... I remember playing a first-person shooter once, where if you ran into a wall at speed, then it caused your player character damage. I can't remember what game that was. And it was one of those things that it seems like a nice idea when you first hear about it, because, well, if you run headlong into a brick wall, it's going to hurt. But it was just infuriating because you kept knocking little bits off your health every so often. So I think that's why it doesn't get done very often. Right, so now over here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 14 machines here, chugging away nicely, happily, making the energy cells, and that is woefully insufficient. But it is at least there are some machines making them, and they are all constantly running. So I guess we only have a red belt of iron coming in, but that does appear to be actually a bit. But that does actually appear to be sufficient, so I won't bother fiddling with that just yet. I've got a decent amount of alumic acid, so that's probably okay. I think at some point I'm going to need to increase this again. But if I do, I'm going to need to increase this as well, and that's going to mean even more copper coming in. Although there is a decent amount of copper here. This belt is probably running at less than 50% capacity, so could probably wiggle that up over here and put more... Okay, making more energy cells is going to be annoying, but it's probably going to be something I have to do. Now, it doesn't help that I put a massive drain on the energy cell production, on the energy cell consumption over here, by suddenly trying to fill up a Xeno chest over here with a large quantity of solar panels and a large quantity of batteries. Now it's got enough in there now, but we are still putting a lot of demand on that. I think this is one of those things where I'm going to leave it running while I go off and do other things at the beginning of the next stream. So yeah, I'll go off and leave that running, and then by the time I come back, hopefully it will have caught up and things will return to normal. And then whenever I put load on the system, it'll be normal load rather than, oh no, we need to try and fill up an entire chest and the belt leading to it to load. Because I want to think that's why it's struggling at the moment. I could turn this one back on again. If I'm going to do that, we've got a decent amount of solar now, so let's turn that back into an input again. We'll start making the battery packs once more, and then we can fill this belt back up, fill the buffer in here up, and then everything will be full. And then I can start trying to bring in the Xeno crystals and pump them into here. But that's definitely going to be a job for next week. Otherwise, shush you. Otherwise, I feel like everything else seems to be pretty much okay. I haven't even touched the space station this stream. Let's do that now. That's this thing, boop, and it's not on laser mode, so we can have a look. Right, so how am I? Where do I go? There's a good place to look. It's finances, isn't it? Yeah, if we go in here and we go. Oh, what's in these things? Oh, that's boring. That's boring. Okay, well, the sales charts are potentially useful, but it's too many clicks to get into it. Oh no, actually this is really good. So we had some issues with transport bots earlier, but that'll have been the iron, because that's now fixed. Heavy duty transport bots have been fine. We're not making those. Vacuum bots, again, probably for a struggle from the iron, but is now fixed. Cleaning bots are still struggling a little bit. I should probably go and investigate that, because that's dropped off again. Snack bots seem to have probably recovered. I think I need to come back in a few more in-game days and have a look at that. Screen bots struggling a bit as well. Mining drones are fine. Planter drones are fine. Science assistant drones are just cratered. That needs looking into. Combat drones struggling a little bit. Maintenance drones, good. Miner robots, good. Farmer robots, fairly good. Combat robots, awful. So combat robots and science assistant drones are really, really struggling. Let's go and have a look at why. So science assistant drones are basically the last thing I made. So they're right down at the far end. I'll be able to find those very, very easily. So that's these guys. And indeed, they are not being made. Because, it's the energy cells. They require energy cells, and they're right down at the end of the bus. So they are very, very low priority for them. Okay, fair enough. I suspect it's going to be the same story with whatever's going on here. I didn't know this is parts for one of the robots, so that's also a concern. Yeah, here we go. Snack bots also require... No, snack bots don't require batteries. Snack bots require iron, and there's a shortage of iron down here. Okay, right. This is utter nonsense. This should be an absolute top speed belt all the way along here, because this is an important resource. I say that. There's not that much that uses iron all the way down here, but I feel it should be supplied in large quantities because it's such a basic resource. I would quite like to upgrade all of my bus system to be blue belts, because that just feels like the right thing to. Can we see that? No, we can't. I mean, I can, but I can't. The game can't. The game doesn't know that I can see it. There we go. Yeah, it'd be quite nice to upgrade the entire bus system along here to blue belts, just so that I know that there's never going to be any capacity problems. Well, so that I know if there are any capacity problems, I've done everything I can. Now, see, it's gone green here, so we're not doing too badly at this point. There's a good amount of flow in at that there, but further down it was just utter nonsense. Right, that's coming from over there. This whole thing is a massive, horrible tangle. Maybe someday I'll play this game again from scratch and have learned some lessons. So I'll probably still make other mistakes, sure, that's bound to happen. But maybe there'll be different mistakes, and that'll be interesting. Oops. Okay, that's already been done. Fine. Right, so now I can't imagine there's a shortage of iron down the other end now. That's I've multiplied the throughput of the belts down here by, I don't even know how much. What? Oh no, that's a red splitter. That's the problem with doing upgrades like this. It's easy to miss a single splitter and then have things being woefully inadequate. In fact, this one on the end here also should be a blue splitter like that. So there we go. Now we have enough iron down here for, I can't even remember. Oh, it was snack bots, wasn't it? Snack bots had a shortage. There's only a red belt feeding in here, but that's going to be enough for this production system. I just need to make sure I get enough to the splitter to feed it. Complete bus refactor. How about no? I think I'd need a complete sanity refactor before I could manage that. The bus down here is fine. The newer stuff. This is all good. If the bus refactor was just going through upgrading everything to blue bells, that might be manageable. But I think anything beyond that is just going to cause my brain to turn to cheese. Okay, we're not making enough of the weapon parts. That's probably why all the combat drones and things are struggling. There are no supply shortages, it is only a number of machines shortage. So let's start off by just upgrading them to green, because might as well. And then I can upgrade them to several more machines quite easily. So I would like to select a new area. It will be from there, so that I can grab it easily, to, let's see, so we are taking in the thermalite, but we're not taking in the components, so there is sufficient. To there, I can do a copy in place, sorry, and go bop, 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 why not, let's live dangerously. And then I'd like to go in here because I need to demolish some terrain, there we go, and then I need to do a confirm paste, and boom, 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 lovely. I have loads of red belts in my inventory apparently from doing the upgrades, so that's useful, I suppose. I don't know if the explosives production is going to be able to keep up, because I have absolutely no idea where that's being made or how much of it is being made, but we'll see. The other question is a red belt going to be enough to feed all of these machines? I think it is, because even though they're filling up their input buffers at the moment, it's got nearly all the way along, so I think this is going to be fine. Same with the mechanical parts going in there. Thermalite is probably also going to be fine. It's probably all going to be fine. We'll give it a moment and we'll see. But yeah, all the machines are running, so it is fine. As long as the supply wherever all these things are being made can keep up, that is absolutely fine. And there we go. Now we've got nearly a full red belt of weapon parts coming out, so that's going to help a lot with all of the combat robots that we've not been able to make quite as quickly as we'd like to. All the full 4 machines are running here, so that's a big improvement. There's quite a lot of the energy cells coming along here. It's just not enough. So I think next time, as well as going off and playing with the Xeno stuff, as long as I go off and as well as going off and doing the Xeno stuff, I think I need to make more energy cells here. So that's going to be basically all of this system, another 2 floors of it probably. I think it's going to be the easiest way to do it. It's going to be a tangle and a weirdness to try and get everything all the inputs fed in the right places, but I think it should probably be okay. I'll then almost certainly run out of alumic acid and have to go and make some more, but hopefully that's not going to be too hard. Then it's going to be a case of looking at the robots, making sure we've got enough of all of those being made, I think, and also lots and lots of playing with all the new Xeno toys as well, because that's all fun. Right, but I think this is going to be a good point to stop. I feel like I've probably reached a good stopping point now, and it is nearly midnight, so therefore it's a good time to stop. A good time to fall off my crystal charger, and then probably also a good time to stop. There we go. Stand up here. Yes. Yeah, true. I suppose you're sort of right, regular. That the problem is though, I could do it. I could move all of these spaceports out a bit to fit the rest of the same patterns along here. But at the moment, there isn't room in here to expand it out to be laid out like this. And if I did that, then I would have to redo all of the feeds into all of the machines along here, which is again certainly possible and probably sensible, but also going to be a big faff to do. I could potentially start a new site. The problem is there's so much going on here that I feel like trying to build all of this up again from scratch, even with better layout and more sensible things like that, would be virtually starting a new game. And at that point, I think I will just start a new game at some point in the future. Maybe when the game comes out of early access, I'll start a new game, maybe with some other people playing along with me, so we can knock through some of the stuff a bit more quickly. We'll see. But basically, yeah, at that point I'll start again. I'll have trains transporting stuff around. I'll have separate towns for making lots of the intermediates and various roboty things and so on. And that'll make it a lot easier to expand and just play it a bit more like Factorio, because I'll have trains and therefore I'll be able to. I don't really want to rebuild this somewhere else, because I've put in so much time and effort building it. I don't really want to go through it all again, even if the new system that I build would inevitably be a lot better, and would probably be a lot easier because I would have all of the resources available from straight away. I could just build everything with green and blue belts. But even so, I still don't really want to. All right, yeah, thank you all. I'm glad it's been fun. Yes, I've enjoyed it. Yeah, we'll be back on Monday, as you say, for the next Planetary Pioneers stream. There'll be videos coming out tomorrow and Friday as well, so keep an eye out for those. Make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel so you don't miss them, and you're following on Twitch, yada yada yada. All the stuff I should tell you as a professional streamer. Yes. All those sort of things, so you don't miss out on the next one. If you're watching on Twitch, please stick around, because we'll go off and find somebody to raid. I'll see if we can find somebody else playing Foundry. But yes, next time, more adventures into the Xeno area over here to get some more scrap and some more motor cores, so I can start automating the mining, and then carrying on down that production chain and seeing what I make from that. So that's going to be good fun, I think. Well, I'm looking forward to trying that out. Right, so yes, that will be next time. Thank you very much for watching. I shall see you then. Right, and let's go and find someone to raid and investigate and see what they've been getting up to. So, over to Twitch. Raid. Who is playing? First question is there anybody playing Foundry? Yes, that Foundry. There is. Ooh, there are 2 people playing Foundry. They've got 1 viewer each. Let's pick the top one. I don't know. Fresh start, Foundry update 3. Yeah, that sounds reasonable. Okay, let's go and see what they're building. Or he's building, in fact. We've got 7 seconds left. So once again, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the stream. Please like, follow, subscribe, all of the appropriate things, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.